we start talking. A very, very good evening, everybody. It's that time again, Sunday night, and it means one thing. Hedge Racing League, we are here for round 3 of the season in Season 5. We've been to Belgium, we've been to Britain. Now it's time to visit a street circuit, one of the most iconic circuits on the F1 calendar, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Matt Rowney.
Evening, Hedge. Evening.
How are we?
I'm very good. I am looking forward to this.
Oh, I am.
Cannot wait. Singapore's a cracker, innit?
Oh. Well, we said before, didn't we? Now, anyone who doesn't know this, our first ever commentary together was here in Singapore, back in Comb Racing League Tier 3, Season 5. Seems like a long time ago now, Matt. Many commentaries together as well. You know, it brings back a few memories. I remember Jack Bowie, who's not here tonight, having a bit of a mare in quali. He was the championship leader at that point as well, wasn't it? So it brings back a few memories.
Yeah, there was I think he also spun it under safety car towards the end of the race, and then Strauss put it in a wall, and we had an absolute blast, didn't we? It was our first commentary, and it was... Sit tight, 'cause it could be here a while.
Yeah, we could be here a while. We've been told there's no rain again now. I'm going to have a word with whoever's starting this weather out, because it seems to be like we're not getting much rain this season. I know we had a little bit in Belgium, but as a commentating aspect, not enough rain for my liking. But it is a long night as it is, so maybe it's not a bad thing we've not got rain tonight. We are in Portugal next weekend for round 4, and the sprint format comes into place then, Matt. So a bit of rain in Portugal wouldn't go amiss. That'd be nice next week, because Jay Lawler retires on track, I believe. That's already a big...
He's in the wall, yeah.
Oh, and he has got a red bar connection on my screen as well. Whether that's just me, I'm not too sure, quite possibly. But he is in a wall there. So, back-to-back Season 1, Season 2 champion. Was well up there last week for the race. And he's not going to be starting at the back of the pack in Singapore, Matt. That's exactly what the Mercedes of J. Lawler's going to be doing.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the hairpin where he maybe got on the throttle.
I've just been told it's stick drift. He had stick drift, which is not ideal. Well, these things happen, I guess. But yeah, I've had that before on my Nintendo Switch, never on my PS5 controller. But it's controller's got like your analog stick's got something wrong with it, and it'll sort of move when you don't tell it to. It's a bit of a pain, but not ideal. And it's unfortunately ended it's going to be waiting Q2 and Q3, so he's going to have to go and get himself a drink, maybe go and do something else. I have no idea, but yeah, not a great start for one of the title faves. Good evening to Matt's missus in the chat, good evening to my missus in the chat, good evening to everybody in the chat. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. I did promise my girlfriend I'd give her a Valentine's Day shout out. I don't want to get myself in trouble, so happy Valentine's Day for tomorrow, Mrs. Edge. Just get it out there, Matt, early on, you know, so we don't get in trouble. You don't want to get in trouble, do we? You know, get it out there early.
Yeah. I'm gonna wish the same to my fiancée.
Mate, you best start doing, mate. Don't get yourself in trouble, mate.
Tomorrow as well.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yeah, 9 years.
9
That's why I'm not racing in Cologne tomorrow. We're going out for it. So.
Well, don't say that, because I'm meant to be cooking tomorrow, but I'm still racing. But you know, I've got to be careful. You know, I'm not a great cook, so it could get very messy. That. But you know, I'm still racing. Go on, what's happening tomorrow, mate?
It's my birthday as well.
No way. So it's your anniversary, it's Valentine's Day, and it's your birthday.
Yeah, I know, yeah, all in one.
Get all in. Mate, you just look out for the Hedge Racing. You just look out for the Hedge Racing Twitter account at midnight. There'll be something on there for you, don't you worry about
I love that.
And if any of the drivers are listening, it's Matt's birthday tomorrow. Belgium and Britain have been absolute banging races. Let's make Singapore the best race so far, which, to be fair, Matt, if it's going to be the best race so far, it's going to have a lot of... It's going to be tough because the 2 races we've had so far in Belgium and Britain have literally been mental.
They have, but I mean, we thought nothing had topped the opener, and it did. Little Man's had a 5-place grid penalty for colliding with Bailiff. Is that in the pit lane? Because Bailiff's in the pit lane.
Pits. I'm assuming that's is that an entry into the pits? But Little One will be a little bit annoyed there, won't he? Especially with he's going for pole in the race. Like I said in Singapore, I mean, obviously you want to go for pole in every race, but in a track like Singapore, you do not want to be starting at the back or in the midfield, even, to be honest with you. I remember a couple of years ago, was it the 2 Ferraris that made contact in real life? One of the iconic moments in F1, was it Vettel and Raikkonen? Yeah,
it was. Yeah. Oh, there's a Red Bull. There's a Red Bull round in sector. Oh no, maybe he was just letting traffic by. But yeah, it was. Yeah, Verstappen was involved. Alonso was involved.
Sorry to interrupt, Matt. There is a Red Bull with no wing, and that is AJ Ruan. He's going into the pits, and his wing is completely off the car. So clearly had an incident there. As Mr. AJ's brother Nathan, who's not with us tonight, has been very quick in the first 2 races. Been well up there for pole. So I believe he's had top 2 in both races. As Nathan, in both quali, should I say? So looking like essentially a new pole position tonight. I've been told the stream's pixelated again, which is very frustrating. Hopefully it'll fix itself in a minute. I don't have a clue why it does this. If it's not fixed by the end of Q1, I'll look at restarting it. But fingers crossed, by the end of Q1 it'll be okay. Don't know why it does it.
Change the host, yeah. I've altered the quality of mine to. It automatically put it as 240p. I've upped it to 720, and it's running fine for me. At 720, it's not lagging or anything. So.
So you can see that. You can see the stream.
Yeah, I've got it up. Yeah, maybe if anyone's stream's pixelated, it might auto the stream.
Yeah,
to
sometimes that's a good point actually.
360.
Sometimes it does, doesn't it? I know that I watch a video. Sometimes it can change it for you, can't it?
Yeah, it's altered it again. It's dropped it again to sort of 480. So I don't know if it's.
Hobbsy just puts fine. I don't know if that means the stream's fine or his lap's fine because he's currently in second. And Hobbsy, an ever present in Edge Racing League since season 1. He's one of the OGs in the league. But it's his teammate that's caught the eye so far this season, Mr. Alex Thompson, because it's his first full-time season in the league. He's had back-to-back Driver of the Day wins, which in itself is quite a rarity over the course of the season to have back-to-back Driver of the Day. I mean, over a season to get 2 Driver of the Day awards is difficult, Matt, but to have 2 in a row to start the season is pretty impressive. We'll go through the standings a little bit later on, but let's just say Alex Thompson is right at the top of them standings, and as an Alfa Romeo driver, hopefully Alex Thompson's a pretty good team. Very good team.
Certainly is. Yeah, exactly. He's had a very good start. I think it's because of how he's worked his way through the pack in the first 2 races. He's not particularly started in the greatest position, but he's worked his way through. But I mean, working your way through Belgium and Silverstone's, not easy, but working your way through the pack around Singapore is a different kettle of fish, isn't it? So it might come down to strategy. If you can make moves around here, then fair play. But it's not easy.
Well, he's been Alex Thompson's been definitely the one to watch in terms of probably someone who's a bit of an underdog this season. A lot of big names on track, and no respect to Alex, but I didn't know too much about him. He joined as a reserve at the back end of last season. Looked pretty quick, don't get me wrong. But I'll be completely honest, and I'm not going to lie. I did not expect him to have achieved what he's achieved in this 30 race. Not saying he didn't have the quality to do it, but I just didn't know much about him. But already tonight, up into P6, it's not easy to get a lap together in Singapore. He's very high up in the standings. Of course, we'll go through the results and stuff. I've not actually posted the results or the standings from last week's race yet. Blame Captain Linny, who normally sorts it out. It's been a bit of a crazy week with him at work, and we've unfortunately not updated. I've got the standings here, but in terms of the actual in the Discord, so they've not been updated yet, but I will reveal them standings and the race results from last week, because there was a few penalties, etc. last week in Britain that needed removing and whatnot. So we'll go through all that as quality progresses. But if you are in the stream, please do continue to let me know if the stream is playing up, because obviously I'm not watching the stream, I can only see what's on my screen. So
Red Bull round again, Hedge.
Oh
yeah, free falls round again. Outlap, thankfully.
Where's he going?
He's at the wall there.
Well, he's Scottish and they do like a drink, don't they? So I don't condone any drink driving, but
I was saying that. I mean, you say Hobbsy's just dropped a message. He's messaging, so he's on the phone while he's driving around Singapore.
Oh dear.
He had no helmet on the other week. I mean, we're gonna have to start. We have to.
Yeah, obviously, and Hobbsy's an admin as well. You know what I mean? He's a season 1 OG. He knows the league inside and out. I mean, come on, Hobbsy. What are you playing out, mate?
He's driving with his phone out. He's got the stream up when he's typing while driving. He doesn't bother with his helmet.
He's obviously not done his crash course, has he? His road safety awareness and all that. So
no,
we'll need to get him. We'll book him one of them before next week.
Shocking, Hobbsy.
It's a sprint quali next week. I don't want him driving like a lunatic at sprint quali because that could be interesting.
When free falls, clearly had a few because he's doing donuts in sector 2.
Another person that's definitely caught the eye in the early stages of both this league and in Comb Racing League is Riordan. Now he's a driver that seems to be getting quicker and quicker and quicker week in, week out. A race winner in Comb Racing League, by the way. Riordan won last week. So I've got to give him a round of applause. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. He won last week in where were we last week? My mind's gone blank. I didn't last very long in that Monza. I didn't last very long in that race. Probably why. So well done to Riordan. He's joined us, Matt. We're both race winners in Cone. He's joined the list of race winners in Comb Racing League. So well done. Oh, and Jalen in the pit. Yeah, in the pits.
Yeah, in the pits. It was a matter of time before Riordan won. I mean, I don't know what that guy's been having for his breakfast, but I mean, he's just got pace from absolutely nowhere. Fair play to him. I mean, some really good drivers in this racing league, and he's competing with them every single week.
Well, I think a big credit to Riordan, because we're only 2 rounds in. There's 14 rounds season, a long way to go. But I think when the teams were drawn for this season, and you saw Euroan alongside Riordan, I think a lot of people expected Euroan to get a lot of the points for Aston Martin, and Riordan probably not to contribute. I mean, that's probably a fair comment. I don't think Riordan would disagree. But he's definitely contributing his fair share of points. Again, we'll go through the results and the standings very, very soon. But Aston Martin are right in the mix, and Riordan's right in the mix as well for the title at the moment. So, and another one, and I forgot to mention this. I need to mention it before I forget. You'll notice that Jack Priddy's back tonight. Matt, he wasn't here last week, but in the pre-season race at Monza and on the opening night in Belgium, he was very quick as a reserve. Jack Priddy. He's now a permanent driver alongside the little one in the Alpine. So that's another team to look out for. Little one and Jack Priddy. But Jack Priddy, it's good to see him as a permanent driver because when he raced the reserve, he was very quick.
Yeah, no one deserved it more than Jack Priddy. As a reserve, coming into a racing league with some unbelievably quick drivers, he wasn't afraid of anybody. No. And he was a
pretty good performance from Jack Priddy, should I say?
And Wee Cammy on track.
That's not a pretty good performance from Wee Cammy. He's one of the reserves tonight in the McLaren, replacing Jack Bowie. I know Jack Bowie's in the stream listening tonight, so good evening to Jack. And his replacement, Wee Cammy, not doing a great job so far. He's
What's
out.
happened there? I'm on board with Chimp, and he just went straight on at the left-hander. It looks like he's gone straight on. I don't know what's happened there. Has he caught the wall on the way in?
Mega Chimp! How was he not retired there? Wow!
Oh.
And that's probably Chimp's quality over because he's only got 4 minutes left, and to get into the pits and get back out at Singapore is not easy, is it? Especially with no wing now.
No, he's got no chance.
And at the moment, are both Red Bulls crashing out at Q1, Matt? Because at the moment they're both in the bottom 5. AJ is on a lap now, but as it stands, both Red Bulls could be out in Q1. Now that could be interesting. There's another yellow flag behind. I think that could still be Chimp. But let's see if AJ's got enough in the tank to put that Red Bull in. Mazel's retired. I'm guessing that's in the pits. And to be fair, Ferrari, no points this season, Matt. We mentioned this last week. Another bad week for them last week. But Ferrari, one of only 2 teams, which is astonishing, not to have a point. AJ does go up to 10th, so Red Bull are going to be in Q2. But speaking of Ferrari, Matt, only them and Alpine yet to score a point. However, DC and Mazel's have looked very quick and just been very unlucky. DC has also missed a race. So it's only a matter of time, surely, until Ferrari scores some points.
Yeah, they're both good drivers. We know that. Obviously, I'm still up the Aston Martin at heart.
Yes.
But there's a percentage of me which is Forza Ferrari this season, and they've got the drivers. I think it's a matter of time. Same with Alpine. I mean, little one's unbelievably quick, and we've seen how good Jack Priddy is. Now he's got that seat, so I think they'll get off the mark this weekend.
That's a fair point. I think Jack Priddy and Little One are going to be a really good team, and I think they'll start chipping away at some points there. Am I telling a lie? Actually, did Little One score points last week? I may be wrong with that. let me have a look at the results, because of course the results haven't been officially posted yet. Little One did get 8th last week, so I am wrong. Please ignore me. That's poor from me. Little One did score 2 points. Is it 2 points? No, it's not. It's more than 2. I'm having a shocker here. Little One came 8th, which I believe is 4 points. So Alpine have scored points. So all the Alpine fans out there, I apologise. I'm wrong.
Edge has been on the. He's been on the cider. That's all it is.
They are actually 9th in the Constructors' Championship with 4 points, so I am wrong. So apologies to Little One and to Alpine. I've got that completely wrong, but I am right about Ferrari, Matt. They're yet to score a point, but I feel like you said, they're both up there in quality.
Jack Pretty's in the wall!
Oh no, it's an Alpine curse.
Alpine curse.
No.
I think he locked up going into the left-hander. I had it on my screen. I was watching.
Is that him out as well?
Yeah, I saw he was 16th on a lap, and I don't know if he locked up going in that left-hander, and when you lock up there, you know, you've got no chance. You're in the wall. And,
it's his first permanent drive tonight, obviously being a reserve for the Belgian race in round 1. He's going to be out in Q1. That's quite a big driver to be out in Q1. J Lawler the same. Free fall not for at the moment. Now, we said Chimp's qualifying's over. Maybe not. He's on an out lap. He's got a minute to get to the line. It's going to be a push from Chimp. I don't know if he's got enough time here. We're cutting corners, and that's not allowed, Chimp. That is not allowed.
Chimp.
It is Chimp all over. And he's a reserve, but we do not encourage any form of corner cutting on an out lap. And to be fair, Matt, he ain't going to make a difference. I don't think he's going to get there anyway, is he? I don't think he's going to make a difference.
No,
he's not getting to the line.
My eyes are on free fall at the minute. Scott's coming through sector 3. He needs to improve by 0.3 if he wants to get himself into Q2. It's looked clean enough. Obviously, Scott's on the wheel, and I know from trying to get used to the wheel myself, I do not envy him jumping into Singapore. It's a very tough track on the wheel compared to pad. I've struggled a little bit with Singapore, but he crosses the line.
He does it.
Wow.
And he's put the Williams AFL into the drop zone there. I don't think AFL will appreciate that. I tell you,
free fall, it's fantastic.
I tell you something as well, a bit of a surprise. J Bill's out at the moment. He's normally someone that's right in the mix in quali. He's shown in both previous rounds so far that he's going to be someone that's challenging at the top end of qualifying. But as it stands, I mean, I think he'll be safe anyway, because I don't think Chimp's got to the line in time. But a surprise to see J Bill's down in 15th. Now, he's on a lap at the moment looking to improve on that 15th, and he is going to be through into Q2 anyway. So it looks like the bottom 5 confirmed, Matt, are AFL, Jack, Cammy, Chimp, and right at the back tonight. Could it be a 20th to 1st job for J Law? I mean, that would be some going in Singapore, wouldn't it? But you never know.
Well, you never know. I mean, if it could happen at any track, it could happen here. I mean, late safety cars completely change the game. I think.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Matt, but I've been told Chimp made it and he's on a lap. Now, he did corner cut, so whatever he gets, he will be looked at by the stewards after the race.
No, I don't believe he made that. Surely not. He's ragging that AlphaTauri all over the place.
Yeah, Mazzles and Greg have told me he's on a flyer, and they are correct. But, however, he did corner cut. He must have corner cut even more when we stopped looking at him. I don't know what he's done there. He's flown to I mean, we don't obviously. He's not allowed to corner cut to get a lap in, but of course we can't physically stop that now. We'll look at it later if he gets through. But looking at his time, I don't think he's going to get through anyway.
Them tyres, I think, are going to be absolutely roasted. He's ragged that AlphaTauri.
Yeah, looking at his time, I don't think he's going to get through anyway. Will he stay 19th? I hope he does stay 19th, because it won't be fair on the others really, with him corner cutting.
Yeah.
And I mean, Chip, I love the effort. But he stays P19 and actually confirmed bottom 5. So AFL in the Williams, Jack Pretty in the Alpine, the reserve of Cammy in the McLaren, the reserve of Chimp in the Alpha Time. Probably the surprise moment in Q1 was the J Lawler crash into the wall on the Mercedes of J Lawler.
Yeah.
He'll be starting dead last for this Grand Prix. But a couple of close calls there. The likes of Freefall, KXI, Matt Wilson edging through into Q2 as well, Matt. But yeah, exciting Q1 nevertheless. And quick prediction for you tonight. How many DNS we're going to get?
Well, I really don't know, because we had Belgium where no one could stay on track. No matter what. Silverstone was a bit better, but then you'd expect Singapore to be a track where there'd be a lot of... Maybe not in quali. Maybe, quali drivers are a bit more careful, trying to just avoid the barriers, just get a lap in no matter what. But in the race itself, with tyres changing, temperature and conditioning, and wearing and wheel-to-wheel action. I think we might have 5 or 6 or 7 retirements tonight.
Well, Greg said 7 as well. Just to quickly mention, Mazzles has asked why his little one got a grid pen. Now, the race director says collision with Bailiff. That's all I know. I don't know any more than that. But Vipers Ken setting his fastest time on the mediums there, a 36.5 on mediums. So look, at the moment, we're only going to Q2, Matt, but the 2 Dutch boys in the top 2, it's looking like it could be a Dutch podium. A Dutch pole, should I say, not a podium, a Dutch pole position at the moment with Johan and Ken in the top 2. But you never know. You never know. Guess what time it is, Matt?
Is it time for a fact? Is it education?
Hobbsy just put in the chat waiting for some education. Well, you're not Hobbsy. Wait no longer, because here you go, ladies and gents. Let's hear for round 3 together. In season 5. We are here in the streets of Singapore, so it'd be rude not to do a couple of facts here in Singapore about Singapore. I know I'm currently looking over the pit lane there. I can see in the Mercedes garage there's a Mercedes worker there with his head sat on listening to the stream. He's thinking, where's his education? He's got his hands on his hips. He's thinking, where's his education tonight? Jay Lawler's out, so I've got nothing to do now for two sessions. Where's the education? Well, I'll tell you what, wait no more, because I've got a few facts here. Now, we'll have a good fact, don't we, on stream. Now, here we go. So did you know, Matt, that attendances at the Singapore Grand Prix have fallen dramatically in recent years, from 87,000 fans in 2015 down to just 73,000 fans in 2016. That's due to financial losses in the country, and there is question marks over the future of this Grand Prix. Well, if you didn't know that, you do now. Will we be in Singapore next year? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that question. Now, I know that Malaysia was took off the calendar for similar things, financial difficulties, so maybe, which it seems hard to believe, you look at Singapore and it's this big glorious city.
Yeah.
But, could this be the last ever hedge racing trip to Singapore? I doubt it, but strange things have happened, Matt. You never know.
No, I hope not. I
hope not either, but there you go. And just to let you know as well, this is a good fact. Sebastian Vettel's last ever, he might win a race this season, but his most recent Formula 1 victory, he'd come here in 2019 at the Singapore Grand Prix. He's not won a Grand Prix since then.
Yeah, I remember, yeah, he needed it as well. He'd had a shocking year leading up to that race. I'd love to see Seb on there. Oh, and in that new beautiful that new Aston Martin, my word. It'll take some livery to top that this season. It looks so nice. And that's not my up the Aston Martin hat on, that is my unbiased hat on. It's
a beauty.
Beautiful.
It is a beauty. We are into Q2, 10 people on the stream. Let us know who's here. Let's say hello. I've seen a few people in the chat, not seen everybody, so don't be shy. Come and say hello to us here. Like I said, it's Monday tomorrow, people will be in school, people will be in work. Get a bit of education down you before school, tomorrow before work, you might have a test tomorrow in Singapore and you're missing out here. So make sure you let us know if you're in the chat, You might be Sebastian Vettel quiz at school tomorrow or at work and someone might need that, There you go. It's rude not tuning in. What else have you done on a Sunday night? You know what I mean? Come on.
Exactly.
There's a yellow flag on track.
It's an ton of Aston Martin. It's Giron. He's got no damage. I think he's just maybe locked up and missed the corner. Luckily, he's all right. He hasn't got any damage. But obviously, strategy is a big part. Obviously, I know we've had the first 2 races have been one stops, quite simple, soft, medium, soft. Singapore is not. Yeah. You want to one stop this race because of the traffic. You do not want to 2-stop it. That's why so many guys have gone out on the medium tyres. And for Giron, you don't want to cook them mediums. You don't want to be locking up and cooking your medium tyres. But you've got to go one stop round your head. Surely, you can't. 2-stopping it through traffic's too much of an ask. Surely.
Well, I'm currently on board with a Ferrari of Mazzles, and I remember back in season 4 of Cone Racing League, I raced in Tier 4 with Mazzles, and his first ever Cone victory was here in Singapore. As he pitted, a VSC come out, and it set him up. Look, it was a big slice of luck, and I'm sure he'll agree with me. But that's what you need sometimes, Matt. It's not always about the skill or the fastest on track. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, and Mazzles' his first ever Cone win was here in Singapore. Can he repeat it tonight and get his first ever hedge racing win in Singapore? Well, Ferrari, as mentioned, not scored a point yet, but I'm sure Mazzles and DC would love to change that. And just to add a little bit more spice to it, back in 2019, the most recent F1 Grand Prix in Singapore, I mentioned Sebastian Vettel won the race, Matt. his teammate Charles Leclerc got second. It was a double Ferrari top 2, so could it happen again tonight? Imagine that, you've not scored points in the first 2 races and you get a double 1-2 in Singapore. Manuel does go quickest of the 4 so far, so he's clearly looking at the times, he's quickest by some margin until Little One goes very close to him for 1:37.3. Then comes Alex Thompson, J. Luke, J. Wills, KXI, and the reserve of Bailiff. There is 3 reserves tonight, Matt. I've already mentioned, obviously, Chimp and Weekami. Chimp replacing your good friend. Is Chimp in the Alpha? He is in the, I might say that. Yeah, Chimp's in the Alpha Tauri, replacing your good friend P.O. Diggers, Digweed, whatever you want to call him. He's not here tonight, unfortunately. Bailiff's in the Williams, replacing Nathan. That's big boots to fill, that, Matt, after Nathan's performances so far this season, especially.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
And the final reserve tonight is Chimp. Oh, Weekami, of course, in the McLaren, who's replacing Jack Bowie. That's always a big shoes to fill. We've already seen Weekami have that moment in Q1. So, obviously, reserves do score points for the teams they represent. We all know this. And Bailey looking the quickest out of the reserves. He's currently on the medium tight in 11th. Now, interestingly, Matt, a few we know softs don't last very long at all around this track. A lot of the boys here going for the mediums, trying to get through on the mediums.
Yep, I know you love a P11.
Oh, I do.
And for me,
I do.
If you can get P11, I think it's just as good as Paul, because, well, obviously that's if everyone else in the top 10 starts on softs. If you can get through Q3 on mediums, then great. But if not, P11's not bad, because if you can start with fresh mediums, one stop it, you can jump so many guys in the top 10. Oh no, Mazzles.
No, he jinxed him, and he's in the tunnel section and has. Bailiff just hit him. Bailiff has just hit Mazzles' car. He's not ghosted to Bailiff. Mazzles is still in the tunnel, and a few drivers have just gone through the tunnel, so hopefully, here comes Riordan, and Mazzles is still there. Oh no, he's had to step off. He's gone now, but we all had to step off, so it's going to have definitely affected a few. I saw Bailiff actually hit Mazzles' car, not Mazzles' fault, of course, but just as we're bigging up Ferrari and bigging up Mazzles.
Typical.
He's not going to be in Q3. That's another blow for Ferrari. Oh, I've got it.
That's the game. I don't know why it doesn't ghost sometimes. It's Alfa
Romeo there. It's a Hobbsy. Possibly letting AJ through.
Yeah.
Chimp's just put in the chat. That Jay Lawler's slow in 20th, isn't he? Just to remind you, Chimp, you're in 19th. You have a very angry Mercedes right behind you now to turn 1. So I'd be careful what you say, mate. If that was you. Mazzle says my wheelie's still in the tunnel. Is that right? We'll try and have a look.
It very well might be.
J. Luke's the closest car to the tunnel, so we'll keep an eye on J. Luke. And I mean, what are the shoes doing if he's still an F1 wheel in the tunnel? And there is! Right in the middle of the tunnel, there's a soft tyre stood up. What's going on there? We've had obviously racing with no helmet in Belgium. There's wheels in tunnel at Singapore. I mean, look, we don't have a lot of big budget edge racing, so we're actually not paying the stewards.
We can't afford any.
It's currently our girlfriends and our missus doing the stewarding, yeah, I have no idea, but hopefully no one makes contact with Mazzles' wheel in the tunnel. They can move a Ferrari car, but they can't move the wheel. And look at J-Mills, and it's still there. Smack bang in the middle of the tunnel, and J-Mills nearly loses the car himself. Maybe that Hobbs put in the chat. That's really dangerous. Right, grid 10. Grid 10 Forbes. We're not having that behaviour. Only I do jokes like that.
We all know Hedge doesn't like a pun. Yeah.
We hate puns. Now, one of the drivers that's currently not in the top 10, Matt, is our current champion, Season 3 and Season 4. Looking to make it 3 championships in a row. Mr. Vipers, Ken, driver number 2 on the Haas. He's won the championship in the Renault. He's won the championship in the Williams. Now going to try and bring some glory to Haas, which doesn't happen very often, but Vipers Ken's driving your car. You've got a chance, let me tell you. And J-Mills as well. It's a good team this year in the Haas. And Vipers Ken looking to get towards the top. He smashed it in Q1 on the medium tyre. So I don't think I have any issues getting through here. But I suppose that the unique thing about a street circuit, and I suppose it's the same about any circuit, but especially on such a tight circuit, is there's no room for error, Matt. And even the best drivers can have bad nights on a street circuit.
Exactly. I think that might be why Vipers is going out on the soft. I think he might just be wanting to guarantee his place in Q3.
A little bit wide there, wasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Again, he has to set a purple set.
Pushing to his limits, but yeah, I think maybe Ideally you want to be on the mediums, but I think he wants to just make sure he's through on the softs. And I think a lot of these guys.
Oh, it's the wall!
Has he just?
Yeah, I heard it. No damage, but he did catch the wall. I heard it.
Oh, he's got away with one there.
Will that catch him out? I don't think so. No, certainly not. No. That's why he's a champion, guys. That's why he's a back-to-back champion. A pretty slow lap there from Vipers, Ken. What was I saying about him not getting into Q3?
Shocking.
There you go.
Someone's not sector.
Well, here we go, Matt. Both Red Bulls bottom again. They leave it like the Red Bulls, aren't they? They did it in Q1. They're doing it again in Q2. First of all, if someone is in the stream, let me know the stream's okay, Matt. Are you still watching the stream? Is it all good?
Yeah, it looks fine.
Perfect. Yeah. It makes me rest a bit easier. Oh, and AJ nearly having a bit. You saw that as well? Bit of a wobble there.
Yeah, I did. I'm watching that. Yeah.
Now,
I think might have to sacrifice the lap and go again. Luckily, he's on medium, so they should be okay to go for another lap.
As if there wasn't enough sort of spice for this race, let's spice it up a little bit more, because we've currently been. This is currently our fourth visit to Singapore in the history of this league. We've been here in season 1, 2, and 3. It wasn't on the calendar in season 4. But the previous race winners in this Grand Prix, season 1 Jay Luke, season 2 Jay Lawler, and season 3 Vipers Ken. Now they're all still racing in this league, so I mean, if Jay Lawler was to win again from 20th to 1st, that could be driver of the season in Singapore. But there's a chance that Jay Luke, Jay Lawler, or Vipers Ken could make it 2 wins in this Grand Prix. Technically speaking, if one of them was to win tonight, Matt, they'd be the kings of Singapore in this league. They'd have more wins than anybody else. Or could we get a 4th winner in 4 seasons? Well, with Eurovision on track, and with DC on track, and with Little One on track, Alex Thompson on track, you've certainly got a chance of it being but I think with Singapore, what I've noticed whenever I commentate this race, and I think we were the same when we did the cone race here, with it being such a unique circuit, and like I said, even the best drivers, if one little slip up could cost them the race. And could we see maybe a maiden race win for somebody, maybe a Riordan or a Mazzles, or I mean, Alex Thompson's never won a race in this league. The Little One's never won a race in this league. I don't think DC's ever won a race. Oh, maybe again. Maybe not free fall then. Maybe not free fall then.
Oh, honestly, I've got so much sympathy for him. I know, he's trying to get used to the wheel, and it's not easy. But I honestly think there's a very, very good chance we could see him. I think anyone could win this race. All it takes is, even if you need the back, the safety car will come at the right time, in the right place, and it changes the race. And then overtaking's not that easy, even if there's a much quicker driver. Overtaking's not easy. A lockup can put you in the wall. It's... Yeah, I think you need a bit of look around Singapore.
Well, we've already seen that in the first 2 races before this. We've already seen 5 different podium sitters, which is and 2 different race winners. So it's certainly been no one's dominated in the early proceedings, shall we say. Now there was a couple of changes to the results last week. Of course, the results haven't been official yet, so I'm kind of revealing the results for the first time here. They will be up in the server alongside the Singapore results this week. But the race winner actually went to Vipers Ken last week. He got his first win of the season. Of course, he missed the Belgian Grand Prix. Come back last week and got the win. Alex Thompson getting his best ever finish in the league. He, I believe, started 15th in Britain. He came 2nd. So back-to-back driver day performances for Alex Thompson, getting a P2 and getting his best result today in the league. Rowan did drop a little bit. So he jumped a little bit. There was a couple of penalty removals. He got on the podium and came 3rd. Jay Lawler 4th. AJ 5th. If you remember, Matt, we actually interviewed Jay Lawler and AJ, and they both ended up losing the podium, which is unfortunate.
That's brutal.
That's F1. Riordan got 6th, so again, 2 top 6 finishes in the first 2 races for Riordan. Jack Babby got 7th, not here tonight. Little One, Hobbsy and Nathan completed the points as AJ retires. He's done enough to get through. It's going to be close, but potentially. Yeah. So that's the results from last week. Matt, just to confirm, Vipers Ken, Alex Thompson and Rowan podium. Rowan did get fastest lap, and of course also got pole position, so gets bonus points. For that, you do get a bonus point for driver day as well. But Alex, I might have to start calling the driver of the day the Alex Thompson, because 2 races into the season, 2 driver days, surely not 3 in a row. That's never happened before. But Alex Thompson's been, for me so far, and it obviously we're really early in the season, but for me, there's been a couple of really underrated performers, and he's been one of them for sure. To get 2 driver days with the calibre of drivers on this grid is not easy, and that's what he's done in both races. So fair play. Just to confirm as well, we did mention this last week, but AFL, Matt, He finished in 4th, finished 11th. Due to penalties, went down to 11th. He actually finished 11th, didn't even get a point. So poor AFL, he finished the Grand Prix in 4th, didn't end up scoring a single point, which is hard to believe. He also DNF'd in Belgium, if you remember. He was the first DNF of the season up on Rouge. AFL yet to score a point this season, but that was cruel, wasn't it? Remember, he finished in 4th and didn't actually get anything for it.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's what Pens does, though. I mean, that's why it's important, as you know, Hedge, as you know.
Oh, you had to get it in there,
clean.
Keeping
it clean. That's important. I think that's definitely what helped you win the current Tier 4 championship, which is the cleanest driver.
Thank you very much, mate. It means a lot.
And I aim to follow suit.
I hope you do, mate. I hope you do. I really do. Obviously, in Belgium, there were 10-point scorers. Only 10 finishes, Matt. Everyone who finished got a point in Belgium. We weren't far off in Britain. We had 14 finishes in Britain. So the unlucky 4 didn't get a point, just to confirm. AFL, PO, Freefall and KXI. But hats off to KXI, mate. If you remember, got lapped very early in the race. But rather than pulling into the pits and retiring, he kept going. And that's what you want to see. I love that. And he's starting, looks like, 12th or lower tonight. But he has just made the transition over to the wheel. He was very quick on the controller in the Williams alongside Viper Kenny. He was a constructor champion last year, was KXI. But fair play to him for finishing the race match. Because you remember, he got lapped very early last week in Britain and carried on. So fair play to KXI for that.
That's what it's all. Yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. I know at times when you get spun out and I got spun out with 7 laps to go at Monza last week. I was 15th with 7 laps to go.
Yeah.
Got up to 5th just because of just powering back, getting back into it, keep sticking in there, and pens for the people as well. That's what it's all about. As there's a couple of...
Bailiff just jumps into the top 10, which knocks AJ out. So Bailiff, the reserve driver. We've already seen Jack Priddy coming as a reserve this year, and due to performances to get a full-time seat, Bailiff doing himself no harm at the moment as he looks to, I think, put his car into Q3. Can Matt Wilson, the only Mercedes left in qualifying, put his car into Q3? Can. No. Freefall's invalidated, so that is us done. And Bailiff, the reserve driver, into Q3. But once again, Riordan, Alex Thompson, two of the underrated drivers in the league, once again into Q3. I don't know what's happened to Riordan. It can't be in racing. I'm not having it.
Nah,
I'm just glad.
Imposter.
I'm just glad I won the title when I did, and it wasn't prime Riordan. Because if Riordan was like racing like that now, when I was in Tier 4, my title would not have happened. So I'm just thankful that he's hitting his peak now and not last season, because I'd have been in trouble. I'm
glad he's in Tier 3. He got moved up, to be honest.
Well, that's Q2 over with, Matt. Do you know what it's time for?
Bit of not another bit of education.
Oh yes, bit of time for some education. Just to confirm, Mazzles, who actually DNF'd on tracks, that leaves 9. Only 9 drivers in Q3, which is interesting. But Mazzles, will he get free choice of tyres starting 10th?
I don't think he will.
I don't think he will. No, I think.
Them soft.
Well, you know, like the P11, Matt. So there you
go. I'd be very happy if I was AJ. And Jay Luke, to be fair.
But look at there's a few medium runners though in the top 10. Rowan in second on mediums, which is scary. DC and Riordan also starting on the mediums. I tell you what, keep an eye on Riordan tonight on the mediums. That could be he's come close to a podium in the first 2 races, Matt. But a Riordan podium, could you imagine that in edge racing? That'd be nice. I'm actually on board with I'm in the pit lane now, and they've packed up at Mercedes. They've gone home. So have Red Bull. I can always see the Aston Martin garage. The Alpine, is it the Alpine? I can't even see down the pit lane. None of the cars at the start of the pit lane are here. They've all packed up and gone home.
Imagine this in real life. Two Haas, an Alpine.
Well, let's look at this. There's not actually that many teams left in Q3 here. There's Haas, Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin, Alpine, Williams, and Ferrari.
And a Ferrari.
So only 6 constructors in Q3, and only 9 drivers as well, which makes pole a little bit easier. That's all I'm saying.
Mazzles has made a great point. Well, can't start on the same set of tyres. One of the wheels didn't make it back to the pits.
Oh, it's still on track, that Mazzle somewhere. I won't get it for you if you want it in a minute. I'll jump out the commentary box and I won't get it for you. The stewards aren't doing a very good job moving it, are they? So
no,
we're commentating steward at the same time. Well, little man, we don't like to get out the pits early. He's first now, but we'll do the outlast, mate. Let's do a bit of education. Like a bit of education.
Please do.
Did you know in the previous and the only 12 Singapore Grand Prix in F1 to date, in the 12 Grand Prix, there's only been 4 different winners, which I think is pretty unique. I mean, Lewis Hamilton's had a fair share. He's won 4, as has Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso twice, and Nico Rosberg in his championship-winning season also won in Singapore. So only 4 winners. In Edge Racing, we've had 3 different winners in 3 seasons. So
wow.
There you go. And just another one, where I think it sounds like a pretty obvious fact, but the safety car has made at least 1 appearance in every single Singapore Grand Prix to date. Now,
yeah,
I'm not a gambler. Whenever I gamble, I never win, but I'd put a pretty safe bet on seeing 1 tonight.
Do you know what, Hedge? I'm going to put money on seeing 2. I think we're going to see 2.
I think we'll see 8. Driver of the day, Burt Mayland, the safety car. There you go. Speaking of safety cars, due to the frequency in safety cars in the history of the Singapore Grand Prix, there has been times in the past when the Singapore Grand Prix ran over 2 hours, and it's actually lasted 2 hours and 40 minutes once, which is absolutely ridiculous. I hope it'll last on tonight. I'm here till 3 AM, Matt, if it carries on.
Well, we're going to be in for a long night, Hedge.
Get yourself comfy, get your snacks in, and get ready for round 3 of season 5. And if you've not watched the previous 2 races, first of all, how dare you? Where have you been for the past 2 weeks?
Disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace.
I know it's probably obvious for us to say this, but they have been bangers. I'm not just saying that, they have been. And even the Monza pre-season race, to be fair, was pretty chaotic. And we're in Portugal next week for the sprint. It's never ending, Matt. It's never ending this season. It's going to be a
banger after banger, Hedge. That's what it's all about.
There you go. Just one more fact. I know, but I had to say this one. Due to the hot climate in Singapore, and obviously that's what I already mentioned, the long time on track, the long time spent on track due to it being a long Grand Prix, drivers have experienced sauna-like conditions whilst in the cockpit and can lose up to 3 kilograms of fluid during the race. I've got a bit of weight on me, I need to lose some weight, so I think, if I jump in a car and do a bit of Singapore.
I think that's a great. Yeah, just drive around Singapore for a few hours. That's basically like a month's worth of workouts, isn't it? So
I've even got a quote here. Like, not just facts, I've got a quote here as well from none other than one of my favourite F1 drivers of all time. This, by the way, Pierre Gasly. I love Pierre Gasly. One of my favourite drivers. I do. Yeah, absolutely. And this is a quote from the GOAT, Pierre Gasly. Who I'm going to say this now. Someone clip it. Future world champion Pierre Gasly. Clip it. It will
absolutely.
Absolutely. But this is a quote from Pierre Gasly, who actually said it is the most demanding race in Formula One. Now, I didn't even know Pierre Gasly raced here. I didn't even realise he raced here. Because he's not been a race here for 2 years, has he? So I didn't know he'd raced in Singapore, but obviously he has. Maybe it was in F2, I'm not too sure, but according to Pierre Gasly, it is the most physically demanding race. This is a little one. That's the first lap in the 37 for little one. Now, who's your pick for pole then, Matt? I've got to go Viper's Ken personally. Oh, Jay Wills! That's a bit of a wobble on his lap. That's going to do a lot of damage there. The Collie Merchant Jay Wills do a lot of damage.
That's the thing, innit? I mean, it's keeping the tyres in, Nick, as well. It's such a long lap. There's so many corners. The softs get torn up so much. If you cook your tyres by them final 2 corners are really difficult if you've cooked your tyres. Sometimes you have to lift just to get through that final corner. It wouldn't surprise me if 1 or 2 drivers pushing that a little bit too hard lose the rear end and maybe hit the pit wall. If not in quali, in the race as well, especially when them tyres get towards the end of their life and you're still pushing. Obviously DRS is there as well. I think it's quite easy to lose the car and put it in the pit lane, so keep an eye out for that. Jones validated, by the way.
Oh, there you go. Can Jay Wills and Viper's Ken be a pain in the ass? Hey, for the other drivers.
Hey.
Maybe they can, as your owner validates. Greg says DC for Paul. That's a good shout. Very good shout, and a fair shout as well, to be fair. Not a bad shout at all. I commentate DC, currently in Tier 2 of Cole, and he's been brilliant this season. 3 podiums in 4 races, and he got a P2 in USA last week, up to 4th at the moment, and Ferrari, I don't want to keep mentioning it, Ferrari fans, yet to score points, but I have a good feeling that tonight that could change. Go on, Matt, one more fact, why not? Matt, do you know, I'm going to do a bit of homework for you for next week in Portugal. I want you to bring a fact for next week.
Right, okay, got you.
I'm not going to remind you again now. I'm going to give you one chance for that. And don't be going on Google next week panicking when I start doing the facts because you've not done your homework. So
that's exactly what's going to happen.
Matt's missus, if you're listening, get it on the fridge, get it written down somewhere. I want Matt to bring at least 2 facts next week. And if I get the same facts as him,
except one.
No, I'm going to make it 2. And here's another thing as well. I'm going to do my facts first. If you've got any, you've got to get another fact. I'm not having your copy in there. So there you go.
Wow.
So
I can't copy your homework.
No, I did that. I just copied Libby's homework at school. But you know, I don't think any of my teachers are watching, so yeah, you never know, do you? You never know.
You never know.
You never know, do you? Never know. And
Lewis Hamilton.
if Lewis Hamilton's watching tonight, I've got a fact on Lewis Hamilton here. Lewis, if you're watching, mate, the F1 season's not started yet, mate. We're back in Singapore this season. You might want a bit of a, you know, a few tips for Singapore. You might be watching tonight. So Lewis, if you are watching, mate, first of all, good evening. I've got a fact on you, Lewis, by the way, because Lewis Hamilton has also DNF'd in this race, and to be fair, Lewis Hamilton doesn't DNF very often, does he? It's a very rare occurrence.
No, yeah, it is, yeah.
And
yeah.
if Lewis Hamilton DNFs here, then, well, anyone can DNF at Singapore. And just to let you know, to top it all off, Red Bull have the most podium finishes in the history of Singapore. Now, can free fall and AJ make that happen tonight? It's only a one shot, but again, it's head racing, Matt. Anything can happen.
I honestly believe it could happen. I mean, at the minute, we could be on for an Alfa Romeo 1-2, which I would not have expected at the start of the night.
I could be seeing Alfa Romeo like a Ferrari crash when they both hit each other on the run out of turn one.
Oh, God, I know, yeah.
Hey, at the moment, Riola's got second row. What's Riola? What's going on?
I have no idea.
What a guy.
Interestingly, though, Vipers, Ken and Jerome still yet to put a lap in. They're leaving it down to one lap. They're going to get one shot, and if they invalidate, if they hit a barrier,
I'll tell you what, Matt.
We could see the two favourites might not be on pole.
Last JLS said you only get one shot to make it count. Not my words, the words of JLS. You know, JLS, you watching, lads? Good evening. Yeah, you never know, do you? There's 9 viewers here. I don't know who they are. I have no idea. I don't want to give you, Matt, but the other 8 could be the JLS band. It could be Lewis Hamilton. Who knows? Could be Pierre Gasly. You don't know, do you?
It's a star-studded audience.
Yeah, you never know. I've not even mentioned the driver's standings. How rude of me. I have to get him in there now. Your current driver's champion.
Get them out there.
Driver's champion. He's not a champion. Ignore me. He's not a champion just yet. Not yet, anyway. The driver's leader, leading by 15 points, is Ariel Eurovision. Just mentioned him, Matt. Not got a lap in just yet, but he's currently the driver's leader. His first full-time season in hedge racing. Now, he is Dutch. And his fellow Dutch driver Vipers Ken's won 2 titles in a row, so could we have a bit of a Dutch
double
fight
Dutch.
Double Dutch.
We're going double Dutch hedge.
Speaking of Dutch, Max Verstappen, if you're listening, mate, good evening. But yeah, Eurovision is currently top 45 points picked up from the first 2 races, he's second in the championship, and a bit of an underdog, I'd say, is Alex Thompson. He's currently on 30 points, 2 driver day wins as well, and currently on the front row of his teammates. So Alex Thompson is on fire. He's currently second on 30 points. Vipers Ken in third on 25 points. Now, to be fair, Vipers Ken's only done 1 race. He missed Belgium. And he's still third in the standings. So it's not a bad start, is it, to the season on 25 points?
No, it really isn't.
Race winner last week. Despite not being on the front row, he's the race winner last week in Britain. Jack Bowie not here tonight. It's a shame because he's 4th in the standings, but Jack will be back. Jack will be back. There you go.
Hey.
What a ride, Matt.
We've got puns, jokes, facts,
and there
rhymes.
You go. In P5, just outside the Champions League place, he's going for that Europa League position at the moment. He's Riordan on 20 points. Now, I'll tell you something. He's only 4 points behind Jack Bowie, only 5 behind Vipers Ken. Could Riordan be in the top 3 after tonight? Might be the top 3 for the race at the moment. He's still third. In the battle for pole. To complete the top 10, Captain Lemmy not here tonight. He's a reserve driver. Jay Lawler starting 20th tonight. AJ Nathan, who's not here tonight as well. And Jack Priddy, he's a reserve driver. Only raced 1 race, which was Belgium. But he's back as a full-time driver now. And he's here to get some points for Alpine. Speaking of Alpine, let's quickly go through.
Jay Wills is out.
On track.
Jay Wills is...
Could that affect your Rowan then, maybe? Because here comes your Rowan. No, it's not going to affect him, is it? No. Won't affect him. A bit of an oversteer there, though.
I'm watching Jerome and Vipers Ken's right behind him. These two are the 2 I'd put as favourites for pole, and they've left themselves this one.
Hey, the top 4 are going out laps, though. So it's an 8-horse race for pole. Don't worry about anybody. Speaking of your own, very quickly, in the Aston Martin, it's Aston Martin who are table toppers in the constructor standings. They currently have a 24-point lead on Haas. Aston Martin and Riordan in Eurovision on 65 points. Haas in second. Haas, to be fair, look a good team themselves. They're on 45. Alfa Romeo complete the top 3, but in fairness, Hobbsy might not like the sound of this, but Alex Thompson scored nearly all them points for Alfa Romeo so far, but they are in the top 2, and as it stands, Hobbsy is your current pole sitter. McLaren 4th, Red Bull 5th, Mercedes 6th, Williams 7th, Alfa Tauri 8th, Alpine 9th. I don't want to say it, but Ferrari down in 10th, the only team yet to score a point, but I think tonight that could change, and there are your standings ahead of tonight's Grand Prix. Who's getting pole here then?
Well, Jeroen's coming through the final sector. It's been clean. He's not made any mistakes under all that pressure. He looks like he's going to put a solid lap in. I think it's going to be Paul. But Viper's Ken's right behind him.
Jeroen's the only driver that's been in the top 2 for both races, and it is Thompson now.
By a second.
Can Patrick take it off him? He can! Oh my God, 35-3!
What a lap.
And there's no one else near the pits yet. I think the next near the pits is potentially Riordan. It is Riordan. But Viper's and Riordan, I think this could be a very tasty battle. It's not just tonight, but for the title as well. And Riordan has hit a wall and thrown his lap away, so that's a shame. Actually, next isn't Riordan, it's DC, isn't it?
DC,
sorry, yeah.
He's up as well. I mean, it's not gonna trouble the top 2.
Forza Ferrari.
DC, he could put that scarlet red Ferrari on the second row ahead of Hobbsy. Is he going to split the
But is Jeroen going again? I think he is going again. Is he not?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Well, he's not. He stepped off. So DC split him. Wait, don't rule out Alfa Romeo away though, because they're both still on laps. First is Hobbsy, and he's 4 tenths up here. So could Hobbsy get in the way? Could Hobbsy get pole? He rounds the last corner. Where will Hobbsy put the Alfa Romeo? He'll go above DC. Well, Alex Thompson, he's 5 tenths up. Jeroen could keep dropping and dropping and dropping here. As Alfa Romeo all of a sudden on the charge. Hobbsy up to second. Where will Alex Thompson, the informed driver, put himself? He rounds the last corner. He'll stay 5th. Is it Bailiff next? He'll still stepped off. So it's little one's invalidated. Is that us done then? It is us done. I believe we're done.
I don't know. Is DC? Is DC still pushing?
Oh. Well, maybe he's not happy with P3, and he's very close to Hobbsy for second.
Alex Dobson's a second up. What?
Hey! Alex Thompson has got a checkered flag on my screen though.
Has he not crossed the line in time?
That's a shame. That is a shame.
He said he was.
Hey, but you know what? P5 for the inform Alex Thompson, second in the championship. That's his best quality so far this season, Matt, because he's actually not been in the top 10 for the other 2. So
but he's fought his way through, hasn't he? So I mean, what can he do from 5th?
Hey, Hobbsy just put a point. He does get a point, unless DC is going again, which he's not. So Hobbsy's got a massive point for himself and for Alfa Romeo there. Viper's Ken getting 2 points for himself and for Haas, which with the constructors' standings, it's a very close battle at the moment between Aston Martin, Haas, and Alfa Romeo, and McLaren, to be fair, not too far of either. So not just points for the drivers, but that point there for Hobbsy could be the decisive one at the end of the season. You know, you never know, do you?
Exactly. I mean, what a qualifying session that was. I mean, I know Viper's Ken is just, you know, well, 6 tenths. Yeah, it's not actually, you know, that big of a deficit. But I mean, Jeroen in P4, I'm a little bit surprised at that. I was expecting him to be top 2, but
I tell you what Hobbsy won't want to like to hear is that point there means Alfa Romeo have currently scored 33 points this season. Alex Dobson has scored 30 of them 33 points. Hobbsy only scored 3. Come on, Hobbsy! Tonight's your night.
You know what? Hobbsy, use that as motivation. Motivation.
I tell you something, Viper's Ken look in his mirror, he'll see 2 Alfa Romeos, two Aston Martins, and a Ferrari in the mix as well. It's a great battle for pole, and well done to Viper's Ken, well done to Hobbsy, but DC, Jeroen, Mazzles, who didn't even get in that battle in the end, he'll look to push us. It's going to be anyone's race, and J Law starting dead last. That'll be interesting. What strategy does he go with, Matt? Does he go for the hards? Does he try and make him laugh? I don't know.
He could. You know, they feel quite horrendous around quite a few tracks, but the hards aren't that bad around Singapore. Maybe the first lap or so, they might feel pretty dreadful.
You know, the problem is with them, though. It's hard to get any pace on them. No,
that was pretty bad, actually.
Sorry, mate. Hang on, what's happening in Mercedes? Where's the workers? Maybe start seeing 30 seconds, lads. Get off the stream and get your work done. You know what I mean? They're all listening to the stream in the pit. Well, that's but no one's in the pit. They're all listening to us.
Well, they're enjoying the stream so much they don't want to bother with the pit wall.
I swear that steward there in the orange overall just looked round at me then and said something to me that I can't repeat on the stream. I think he's giving us a bit of abuse there. So that's him sacked for next year. He won't be in Singapore next year. And he's clearly doing his job here because his tyres, Maddle's tyres still on track. So Greg's saying Greg's not happy with that joke. Sorry, Greg.
No, I'm not either, to be honest.
When you disappoint Greg, there's something wrong, isn't there? Hey, look at the strategies.
Better from you, Edge.
Look at the different strategies. Ooh. 3 of the top 6 on mediums. Hard runners in the bottom 10. Soft runners in the bottom 10. Medium runners in the bottom 10. 31 laps Singapore, Matt, and the strategies are vastly different between all of them.
I'm loving the number of hard runners. I'm just going to pop to the loo hedge. I'll be right back.
I am as well. You can have a minute silence on the stream. That's a first, isn't it? Enjoy it, because we're back in a minute for 31 laps to Singapore.
Lap, so
yeah, enjoy the pizza 30 seconds before we get back. As we prepare for 31 laps to Singapore, Season 5, Race 3, Singapore Grand Prix. Give us 30 seconds and we're back as we get ready for 31 laps of Singapore. Anyone for a song while I wait for Matt to come back? I think I better leave right now before I fall any deeper. I think I better leave right now. I'm falling deeper and deeper. Somebody better show me how before I fall. I think I better leave right now. There you go. That's my rendition. Enjoy it. See you at Edge Racing. We don't just entertain, we educate, we sing, we're comedians. That's what I call the full package, that. There you go, on board then with Vipers Ken, we get ready for 31 laps of Singapore. Sit back, relax, put your feet up. It's going to be a long one, I can tell you that for free. It's going to be an entertaining one, nevertheless. You can see the strategies are so much, well, there's so many different strategies if you like. Softs, medium, hards. 3 of the top 6 on mediums, 3 of the top 6 on softs, hards dominating the bottom 10, little one on the softs in the bottom 10. Jay Lawler starting right at the back, opting for the mediums. So, Matt, you just missed me singing on stream, man. I have to go back and I hope I don't get copyright strike that. It's sounding so realistic.
I'll rewind it, don't worry, I'll rewind it. I can't be missing that.
But here we go then. As the drivers get on the grid, it's going to be a really exciting race. We've been to Britain, we've been to Belgium. We're here for round 3 on the streets of Singapore for race 3 in Season 5. Who takes the victory tonight? 31 laps ahead of the drivers. So we wait for, I believe, the Mercedes of J Law to line up. There's an Alpine there that's nowhere near. Have you seen that as well? Nowhere near in his spot. That was like Jack Priddy. No, I did see that in last week in Cole as well, where a driver wasn't in his pit box. He's in his pit box now. We're okay. And as you get ready then for 31 laps of Singapore. It's a long haul, but it is lights out and away we go for the Season 5 Singapore Grand Prix as they approach the short run down turn 1 on the Haas. And Vipers Ken is absolutely flying. He's took off. Where is Jay Law? He's up 3 towards the back. Everyone seems to have got away well. No real collisions, Matt, unless I've missed anything that I can see. Looks like everyone's got away okay.
Everyone's got away absolutely fine. I mean, Chim's gone a little bit slow at the back. I don't know if he's minding his own business, but Jay Lawler's had a good start considering that he was at the back. Their medium tyres clearly helping him in these early stages. He's looking to get past Cammy. Is he going to go for the dive? Oh, Jay Lawler's going down the inside. Cammy just about gives him enough room. He's going for the dive again, and Cammy shuts the door, and Jay Lawler's into the... He's been sandwiched into the wall. I don't know if he's picked up damage there, as he makes contact with Jack Priddy now as well.
Yeah, you're going to say, and AJ making a big dive on Mazzles. Red Bull V for I, but Mazzles was patient there and gets the place back. Alex Thompson, the biggest loser in the top 10, down 2 places to Riordan, the informed Riordan, and Bailey. Thesis also lost places to Eurowan.
Oh, Cammy's at the wall.
Hobbsy stay where they are. It looks like Cam's going to lose a place or 2 for that. Yes, he is, past Jay Lawler.
Yeah.
Look, Cammy trying to come back at him on the inside.
Oh,
he will!
No, Cammy, no!
And he's caused a massive crash that involves Jay Law. I think Jack Priddy. But Bailey's going to struck as well! And Jay Wills! It's a double crash into the corner! And it's the Haas! And the Sandy Williams! Oh my god, it is absolute chaos on the first lap of the Singapore Grand Prix. Greg Calder, that one safety car, and he got it absolutely spot on. A double DNF for the reserve of Bailey and the Haas of Jay Wills, which is massive. At the top of the constructors' standings. What a bonkers first lap, man. We've already lost 2 drivers. And
AJ's spinning in the pit lane.
What happened between Jables and Bailey?
Oh, and Jay Lawler. Oh, Jay Lawler. Oh, you just need to see that on stream. Jay Lawler's just tried to... he's very angry with Cammy. He's just tried to pretty much push Cammy or spin him into the pit lane. He was hitting the back of his car going at the pit lane. Jay Lawler, he's took a 5-second penalty for speeding. He's not happy. And to be fair, Cammy hit the wall. I think he got a bit of a bad exit, hit the wall on his cold, hard tyres. He wouldn't have had an end plate, so why he went down the inside of Jay Lawler, I don't know. He shouldn't have went for that move. Obviously, it's angered Jay Lawler, and Jay Lawler was trying to basically push Cammy into the pit wall as they were entering the pits. Bit of an angry Mercedes driver there. The restart between them two is going to be interesting to say the least.
It was a bonkers lap one. I don't know. I unfortunately missed the double DNF for Jables and Bailiff, but what it does mean, we've only got one soft runner on track, and it's the race leader.
Everyone else has took advantage
Vipers Ken's a two-time champion. He knows what he's doing, but that could be brave. It could pay off. It might not. Who knows? But it was going to be a long night as it is. But with a safety car lap one, it makes it even longer. I don't think it'll be the last time we see the safety car tonight. But yeah, commiserations to Jables and Bailey. I do not know what happened. I was on the back end of it as they went into the corner. Clearly a bit of a major contact between the two, because when you see a contact between two drivers, you don't see them both DNF. It's quite a rare occurrence, isn't it, Matt? So it must have been quite a big impact for them both to DNF together.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it might be because the pack was so close together on a lap one anyway, but I don't think they ghosted straight away. And I think KXI hit. I can't remember if it was Jay Wills, whoever was on the right. So a couple of drivers were unfortunately caught up in that as well, because the two cars just didn't ghost quickly enough.
Yeah.
So a couple of guys, have had to pit for new front wings, but it's fine because it's under safety car. And obviously Jay Lawler, I mean, I'm going to watch him on the restart because he's not happy with Cammy.
Get a bit tasty.
Understandably. So if you'd have seen them two going at the pit lane there, Jay Lawler was trying to make a point, I think. And he's got a pen now as well, which I don't think's his fault. He's actually jumping in the pits again.
To get rid of it.
I think he's trying to, to get rid of the pit. I mean, he's at the back. He may
AJ's also got a penalty. He's not going to get rid of his now. Jay's actually got 2 penalties, Matt. He's got 10 seconds. He's not going to get rid of them both, is he? He'll get rid of one now.
Was a severe collision. I think he got hit under safety car by Cammy as well. So not only did
a bit of tension between McLaren and Mercedes then, maybe.
Yeah, I think he went down the inside, angered him, and then they made contact on the safety car and going into the pits.
Oh, it's free fall just got past AFL under the safety car. Now AFL has got a red bar on my screen. I don't know about you, so potentially AFL was having a couple of... I think he's okay again. No, he's got a red bar still on my screen, Matt. He's actually got an X. He's lagging everywhere. Oh my god.
Oh, Jack Pretty needs to be careful.
AFL is lagging everywhere, which is unlike AFL. Never normally seems to have problems, but clearly there, he's popping in and out of everybody.
Jack needs to be careful he doesn't sort of lag into him and cause a safety car collision, because he'll get 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, AFL was dropping and dropping and dropping. Chimp up to 9th. Back down to 10th, but Chimp in the top 10 on the hard. Good start for the standing Alfa Tauri driver. Now, technically speaking, we've got 3 Aston Martins in the top 6 here, because the Aston Martin safety car, plus you're Owen in second and Riordan in fourth. Now, Aston Martin are the championship leaders at the moment, and they've not had a bad start to this race, Matt, at all. Both of them.
Look at Mark Wilson. Look at Mark. He's up 7 positions in 5th. He's the highest hard tyre runner.
And big up Chimp, who's up more than anybody else, up 9. Go on, Chimp, in the points. How long will that last? I have no idea, but lap 3 of the race, funny old Chimp, currently in the points, and if Digweed's watching, doing Digweed proud there, man, in the points.
He certainly is. Anyway, safety car is in.
What do you make of Alfa Romeo both pitting? They were both near the front, they're down to of everybody else, but what do you make of that? Is it a risk being in the midfield pack there with a little bit of damage? And I don't know, it could be a risk, that one.
Maybe. Obviously Vipers is the only one who stayed out on the soft, so he's going to be jumped by everybody when he does pit.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Be a safety car.
Well, Vipers Ken's going to have to pit soon, because softs don't last long. He's averaging about 6 laps on this track. Even under the safety car, he will have burnt some rubber, trust me. As he get ready for the restart, it's going to be a quick restart. He's gone, Vipers Ken. However, there's an Aston Martin right on his rear end. Could get very close. Looks like Matt Wilson's jumped past Riordan. As rather than their incident, he's lost place to J. Luke as well. So, an awful restart for Riordan, who's lost 2 places there. Hobbsy getting past Chimp as well. Has Jalal got past Cammy?
No, he's not. Trying to battle Cammy. I think this is the juiciest, the juiciest battle on track right now at the back. Oh, I can see them coming together again. Cammy trying to race lead though, Matt. His championship rival, it's the 2 Netherlands boys at the top for now. Vipers Ken keeps place as Chimp having a battle and getting past Alex Thompson there. Chimp's up, he's on fire, isn't he?
Look at the gap, look at the guys behind him though. Little one looking for a dive on them both, and Alex Dobson getting swollen up here. There's contact between Alex Dobson and the Ferrari of Mazzles. Mazzles now loses the place to AJ. It's all going off here as Little One trying to get a move on Chimp, and I think he will get a move on Chimp. But Chimp going to try and fight him back. No! Make contact, and Chimp's going off the track and lose another place. So Alex Dobson, this contact with AJ as well. And poor Chimp's losing places for fun. Towards the front, Eurowan 6 tenths behind Vipers Ken. Then comes DC Mark Wilson doing a sterling job on the
they've made contact again! Jay Lawler's gone around the outside and Cammy cut across and I don't know if he's lost a bit of his front left end plate.
Mazzles with a wall! He's not retired, but the Ferrari's more misery for Ferrari. You got wee Cammy.
Cammy's at the back of Chimp.
If you're Jay Law and you've got Cammy and Chimp in front of you, you're going to be getting very frustrated. Cammy's got the wing, but he's still not letting Jay Law get past. You can imagine the rage in the Mercedes cockpit. Free fall! Retires on the track. I mean, a Mercedes car, surely not on 4 laps, it's a VSC. And you can see the Red Bull there, crunched into the wall. I mean, I'm not being funny now. We've been to Belgium and Britain. We're 4 laps in already, and this is bonkers. This is absolutely bonkers. There's a Riordan pits, and all that work for Riordan. Cammy in the pits as well, so JLR will finally have a bit of respite there. Mazzle's in the pits as well, but Freefall becomes your 3rd DNF in the Red Bull, so what a start to this race. If Vipers can get Raven in time to pit, I think Vipers would have been a perfect opportunity there, wouldn't it, to pit, but of course he was past the pits before the VSC came out, so interestingly, I don't think he'll get Raven in time.
I think the hard tyres are the right tyre to be on, you know. I mean, every time a safety car comes out, it just lets you just keep position. You know, everyone else is having to pit gradually, and, you know, Mark Wilson's edging his way towards the front. He's up to 4th now.
Yeah, doing a good job, Mark.
I've seen Mark do this a million times. You know, he goes on the hard tyre. I think he did it in Tier 4 in Bahrain, was it last year? Do you remember? Or was it?
Yes.
I can't remember.
I do remember. I think it was Bahrain, yeah.
Yeah, and he started on the hards, and he jumped everyone and won the race, I think, or got a podium from 15th, because he just kept on the hards under the safety car and pitted.
This is a very long VSC map. Can Vipers pit under this? Will it still be out? I mean, it sounds like it's surely not, but it's a long VSC. Oh, there we go. The commentator's curse. There you go. Can Jay Lawler get past Chimp? He's had to battle wee Cammy. Now he's got a Chimp in front of him. And that won't do him any favours either, and Chimp will try and defend there. They are good friends, the two of them, to be fair to Chimp. He does let Jake pass as a Little One getting very close to the back of the Williams of AFL for the battle for PA. AFL on the old hards, Little One on the fresher medium tyres. I think AFL still had a couple of issues with connection. If the Ayrton enabled here, now Kanye Rowan hunt down Vipers Ken now. You've had a VSC, you've had a safety car, and Soft will still be dying ultimately for Vipers Ken.
Yeah, he's hanging on to the
yellow
maybe
flag
for a
again! It's Vipers Ken! Oh my god! No! I just got off him! And our back-to-back champion is out of the race. He does not DNF very often. He's DNF'd in Singapore, the race leader. The pole sitter, Little One's off as well. We've got 4 DNFs in 6 laps. What happened to Vipers Ken?
J. Luke's just got past Mark Wilson up to 3rd on the hard tyre.
Oh my word. What has happened? I just switched off him. I'm guessing there was no way it was contact with anybody else because Jerome wasn't close enough. So has he just lost the car? And what did we say in qualifying? Even the best drivers can have a bad night in Singapore, and that's a massive, massive, massive impact for the man who won in Britain, looking to make it 3 championships in a row. And for Haas, that are right at the top in the constructors' standings, they've lost both their drivers in 6 laps. This is mental. Wow. As Hobbsy now gets past Mark after a good start, starting to lose a few places. Alfa Romeo on the charge, and now we'll know Alfa Romeo, that their big rivals at the moment are Aston Martin and Haas. Well, Haas have got no drivers, they're getting no points tonight. So if you're Alfa Romeo, if you're Hobbsy and Alex Dobson, it's a great opportunity to go above them. Oh, sorry, I think they already are above them, but to extend the lead on them, if you like. But 6 laps in, 4 DNFs, a VSC, a safety car. We said in Belgium, can Belgium be topped? Britain tops Belgium. Surely this can't top Britain. But at the moment, I think it is.
At the moment it is. Jay Lawler, I mean, he's up to 10th just because of the chaos. He's getting through the pack.
He's got a big pack of Britain, hasn't he, Matt? Massive. Look at this.
Has. There's one hell of a battle in midfield here. AFL, he's back in. I think he did cut the corner on turn 1. I don't know if he's still having issues connection-wise.
I'll tell you something, Matt. If you're Euro and you're rubbing your hands at that, aren't you? The soft one in front of you, your big rival tonight, didn't pit. It's just DNF'd his car. It's like, I mean, it's not giving him the win by any means, but it's giving him a big opportunity. He's AJ looking for me on Alex Thompson. A little bit of contact there. AJ, the only Red Bull driver left after free falls DNF. J Hall looking to get involved as well. And he got a lovely move there on AJ. A little bit of contact, but certainly nothing wrong with that move. And now you can push up towards the front. But a mental start to this race. I mean, I knew it'd be mental. I did not expect Viper's Ken to be out. Viper's Ken is very much like Lewis Hamilton. He does not DNF very often. It's a very, very rare occurrence. I cannot remember the last time Viper's Ken did not finish a race, but we'd have to go back and look for that. But it's a long time ago, and unfortunately, it's cost him tonight. Can AJ come back at Jay Lawler here? He might do. He's in a break late. I think Jay Lawler's still got the advantage into the corner. Yes, he has. But a very, very quick Red Bull on the back of Jay Lawler, which will not make him feel very comfortable.
We're on the outside.
What a move!
What a move,
fair
AJ.
play. I get the feeling that Jay Lawler wants a bit of peace here and a bit of free track. He's had to battle with Cammy, had to battle with Chimp. Now he's got AJ, Alex Dobson, AFL, Jack Priddy in front of him. I mean, Jack Priddy, again, we're not going to mention Jack Priddy. What a good job he's doing again tonight in 6th at the moment. Doing a great job against some very quick drivers. But DRS train now down the straight. Alex Dobson behind AFL, but they're all getting DRS on Jack Priddy. So Alex Dobson, what a move! That is on the inside. Oh, cutting a corner. Yeah, he's messed it up, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Lucky to avoid a penalty there, wasn't it? Not too far down the road now. I was going to be turning into a 6-horse battle this in a minute. It's fair, Jack Priddy has pulled away. But this is a mental battle as Jay Law looking for him on AFL and Alex Dobson. They're 3 wide. And I think AFL could be in trouble here into the corner. He is. Jay Law was flying. Can he now get past Alex Dobson? What a battle this is. And Jack Priddy up the road has got about 5 cars hunting him down. This is mental. Absolutely mental.
We said a 20th to 1st. I mean, I don't know about that.
It might be on.
Certainly.
If we get the NFL, it's not, won't it?
Yeah, exactly. Jerome's stretching his legs out front. DC sort of stretching his legs to J. Luke as well. But I mean, if Viper's Ken can spin out and retire, then anybody can spin out and retire as far as.
Can Alex Dobson make a move past Jack Priddy? I don't think he can.
Cammy and Mazzles were having a bit of a ding-dong at the back there, but all I can think of is that Viper's tyres were gone.
Ooh, I wonder if AJ's had a bit of a moment there, Max. He's lost a lot of places. He just lost out to Little One as well, and he was right in the mix, AJ, and all of a sudden he's nowhere near, so I'm wondering, ASL's still having really bad connection issues, but has AJ had a bit of a moment there, potentially?
Maybe. I mean, look at this Jack Priddy. He's holding up an absolute train. He's moving over to the left to defend. Alex Dobson's right on his back.
Jay Lawler. On the inside of Alex Dobson. This is mental. There's 3 of them going down to turn 1. Jack Priddy, Alex Dobson and Jay Lawler 3 wide. And he's got it. He's off. He's got to get it back though, isn't it? AJ's retired in the pit, so something happened. Oh, he just spun Alex. No.
Oh, no, AJ's off as well.
Yeah, AJ just retired in the pits, Matt, so something did happen clearly. Because that's double Red Bull DNF, but Alex Dobson down to 10th, and that could be one for the stewards later. Jay Lawler overcut the move, then tried to give the place back, then made contact and spanned the Alfa Romeo, so potentially one to look at later on. As AJ becomes our 5th DNF in 9 laps, 2 Red Bull DNFs and 2 Haas DNFs, but yeah, I think Alex Thompson's been very, very unlucky there, and unfortunately for him, he's lost a lot of places. But he has won back-to-back driver of the day. He's doing not rule him out because he's certainly capable of a big result. He's currently 2nd in the championship as well. So, but towards the front now, Matt, you've always got a 6.5 second lead to the next car in DC. on the same tyres as well. So that DNF by Vizquez certainly helped the Euro out, hasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, it's a shame. I would like to have seen them battle, but it might have opened the road up for Giron now to run away with this race. But we'll see. Anything can happen. Mazzles has just got past Cammy at the back as well.
I'll tell you something as well, Matt. The most DNFs in the race so far this season was 10 in Belgium. Run for more than that at this rate. 5 in 10 laps here.
It's 1 every 2 laps, isn't it?
I mean, obviously you don't want to see DNFs, but on a track like Singapore, you can't help it sometimes. You can see 10 laps in. We've already lost a quarter of the grid. There's still 21 laps of Singapore to go. It's been a mental race, and at the moment, you're Owen, that gap's getting bigger and bigger, and there's not much DC can do about it. But DC, to be fair, Ferrari to score points, he'll be fine there, won't he, Matt? Free track in second, no one really near him. I mean, he'll be happy with that, surely. There's Mark Wilson, also doing a very good job in 5th, ahead of his teammate.
He's doing a great job. It'd be interesting to see what happens when Jay Lawler gets to the back of Mark.
Yes, it will.
Obviously, the Mercedes guys, they've spent most of the weekend in the garage.
Here comes AFL, sorry, Matt, on Jack Priddy. You Rowan gets a penalty. As AFL gets past Jack Priddy, but that penalty could a late safety car, that couldn't make it a bit interesting.
Look at the battle at the back. Mazzle's down the inside, and Chimp, Cammy's, is he going to try and go down the inside?
He is.
Yeah, I think Chimp's just
What's really interesting, you don't often get 3-second penalties around Singapore. So, what's happened to Euro there? Is it a little bit of lapse concentration? And it can happen even to the best. When you lead in a race by that big of a margin, you take your foot off a little bit. I don't think Euro does this by any means, but possibly just a little bit of a moment. I don't know. It seems a rarity to get a penalty, doesn't it, around Singapore? You can see no one else has got one in terms of the. Sorry, Jake's got one, hasn't he? But that's only a 5-second penalty, not a 3-second.
You made a good point there, actually. You don't get the Mercedes switch.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the Mercedes switch, and Matt Wilson could be in trouble from. I don't think there was much of a defence from Mark, to be fair. I think he thought, you know what, Jake's a quicker driver of the two, which is nice to see, isn't it? That when that happens.
Sensible. He's playing the long game on their hard tyres, so he doesn't have to fight.
You don't want to fight your teammate either, do you? Because you've got the points, aren't you?
Not at all. But you're right about Jerome. Maybe he's just. Well, I mean, a lapse in concentration, fair enough. But you've got to cut the corner 3 times.
Let me check the race director very quickly and see when else he cut the corner then, because
Alex Dobson's just done it as well.
It's a big moment, that, in the race. I mean,
Alex Dobson's just got the same penalty. So late safety car puts the pack back together.
Well, you're on got a lap.
Might lose a few places.
He got a lap 4 warning. He got a lap 9 warning, and on lap 10 he got a penalty. So, bit of inconsistency. There's a yellow flag again and a safety car. And is it Chimp. KXI? It's Chimp. Is it a safety car? Am I right in saying it is a safety car?
No.
Is it? Oh, it's not.
No, it's not. But Chimp's. Oh, he's trying to turn his car around. He's just clipped his front wing as well.
See, with that I don't mind him resetting to track, but you don't want to see people resetting to track. But in that position there, when you're stuck, I don't mind that. You know, if you're physically stuck like he was, he's driving very, very slowly, Chimp there. So I'm not too sure what the.
He might retire in the pits, I think.
I hope he does. If he's not on, don't do anything stupid on track. He is driving very slowly, which is strange.
Yeah, he's in the pits.
Possibly retire in the pits.
Yeah, he's out the way of everyone else.
It's very slow entry into the pits. No speed in the pit lane on that occasion. Don't think he's retiring though. At least not yet anyway. But I thought it was safety car. I thought it was safety car. Look at KXI last week in the Alpha Tauri. He didn't get points in the end, but you never know. Especially tonight when you can see DNF's are fun at the moment. He's going to get lapped the way I think Chimp, is he? No, he's not. Watched him. No, he's not at all. Ignore that. That's a stupid comment. I don't even know why I said that. I don't know why I thought that either. But no, he's not that far behind, is he? Not yet, anyway. But Little One getting close to the back of Matt Wilson. Little One on 9 lap-old mediums. Matt Wilson on 11 lap-old hards. I mean, Young's got a pen. He's still got a 9.5 second gap that's getting bigger to DC. But like I said, the safety gap comes out, and that advantage goes, doesn't it?
Yep, he'll drop. He might drop 3 or 4 positions if the late safety car comes out. I mean, that would completely ruin his strategy. Riordan's in the pits off the hard tyre. Front wing. Oh, I think Riordan's. I think he's chipped the wall. He's getting a change of front wing again.
He's had back-to-back top 6s. Riordan that could enter. That AFL still struggling with connections. Another yellow flag on track. Is it Chimp again? Possibly an Alfa Tauri collision there.
Oh man.
Chimp is now ghosted on my screen. Not too sure.
He's gone really slow, isn't he?
I don't know what he's doing. There's chimp all over that. Jimmy, if you are listening, just point to the bits in the side, mate, that'll be ideal. Cammy pitting, as well as Riordan, that's for another set of hards, I think it was. No, softs, sorry.
Front wing as well. Softs,
wow. His little one does get past Mark Wilson. We're on a bit of a quiet stage in the race now after a pretty chaotic first 10 or so laps. I'm sure the drama's by no means over. There's still 18 laps to go, not even nowhere near halfway through the race yet, but as you can see, Matt, the gaps are quite big on track for the majority of the drivers. Still a few close gaps. Alex Thompson has clawed his way back into the mix after that collision with J. Law, and he's right on the back end of Jack Priddy, who's right on the back end of AFL, so a nice little battle here for P8.
Yeah, that's the battle on track right now. Everyone else is sort of just maybe managing the tyres. Jack Priddy's in the pits. Don't tell me he's got a bit of
11 lap on the hard.
Well. Mark Wilson's in as well. Have they made contact? Mark's changing his front wing. Another front wing. My God, they're going through some front wings here. They might have a shortage shortly. They might have to airlift some new front wings.
Alex Thompson isn't changing his wing. Jack Priddy isn't.
Yeah.
He has got
Mark in the pits because of that as well.
That's a strange one. But maybe just thinking the mediums. I mean, are a lot of these drivers expecting safety cars? I mean, you can't rule it out by any means. So maybe they're thinking ahead and thinking. I mean, sometimes you gamble, don't you? I've done it myself, where you gamble on the safety car coming out, or you gamble on it not coming out. You know, it works both ways, and there's certainly 18 laps to go is a very high chance of not just one, but maybe 2 or 3 safety cars.
Well, yeah, and if you put in the tyres that you want to take to the end, if you put them on now, then you know you don't have to pit again, and if there's a safety car, you're all back in the mix, and if everyone else has to pit, they might drop behind you, and you're set to finish the race. So. It's an interesting strategy, but I mean, gambling on a safety car, it's a gamble, isn't it? It might not happen.
Risk it may pay off, risk it may not pay off. The closest gap on track at the moment is the two that have just pitted.
The leader is in.
Oh, here we go.
Finally getting
hard to the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one stop for Jerome. It's the perfect strategy. To be fair, he's pulled it off so far.
DC's sticking, Hobbsy's sticking as well for now. Will J. Luke get past Rowan here? I think he will. Will J. Lawler get past Rowan? I think he will as well. Now what Rowan doesn't want to do is get involved in any sort of traffic. Little one not going to be a million miles behind Rowan, but again on fresh tyres you expect Rowan to certainly make a bit of a gap to him. And Rowan there has got free track. There's who's that as close together? It's Hobbsy and Weekam who's been lapped. So Weekam and Chimp have both been lapped then in this race.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Cammy's doing putting them softs on. I mean, they're going to last him maybe till lap 20, and he's going to have to jump back off them, maybe some mediums. I think he's gambling on the safety car.
Jack Priddy in the last corner. This contact between the two, they both pit at the same time, and they wheel to wheel on the run down to turn 1. Matt Wilson has the advantage. A little bit of contact, but Matt Wilson gets back into the top 10 for now. I'm sure Jack Priddy will want to come back there and get that spot back on the next DRS straight. That also has got a red light on the back of the Mercedes, and Jack Priddy will have DRS here to try and hunt him down and retake the P10. And I think he will retake the P10 here. He's flying down the straight easily. Oh, maybe not.
No, easily. Not so easy. Switch back,
and he does get it now.
Beautiful.
Nice battle.
Well, this is a great battle.
Mark's going to try and come back in here now. This is mental.
Fair play to Mark though, getting back. I mean, he lost his position in the pits, but he got it back again.
Yeah.
But Jack Priddy with a lovely under and over there. That's what you want to see, isn't it? I love that move. The under and over. You know, you sucker the other driver in, he brakes too late, and you just sort of under and over. Off you go.
Hey, we can be fastest lap. Love that. That's something at least for the reserve McLaren. Don't get that point.
DC's in the pits.
Here we go.
What's the gap going to be like to Jerome?
Was it about 10 seconds, wasn't it? I believe.
Jerome's through now.
Yes.
Cleanly.
Quite a big gap, though, isn't it? DC's going to lose place. He's still a little one, and that'll be it. Alex Thompson will just crossing the line.
Imagine a safety car now. Hobbsy will be rubbing his hands together.
Done all that work and gets a silly penalty which could cost him for points. That not many penalties tonight, is he? Who's got a penalty? Rowan, Alex, and Mark. So could be costly them in the end. The gaps are getting a little bit bigger. There's still a battle here for 7th. As for 6th even. Alex Thompson not pitted just yet. On the back end of DC's on the fresh tyres, so it's a hard v medium run now, isn't it? Not many softs apart from Weekam who won't be on them softs for long.
Ooh, Mark's trying the up and under on Jack Pretty into turn 1. Mark is all over the back of him, trying to go up, trying to go under, trying to go left, right, early, late, and he's just not got back past Jack Pretty quite yet. But this is a good battle. Mark's going to have ERS here, a DRS going down the straight. Jack Pretty's using all of his ERS. He's not got much left. Neither of them have got much left. I think Jack Pretty's just about going to defend that position. But what a battle for the final points position as well.
Really good battle. Jay Lawler, who's, we said 20th to 1st, is it possible? He's about to challenge Jay Luke for P2. Jay Luke on the hards yet to pit, definitely due a pit stop. The mediums Jay Lawler will also, you can see looking at them, both of these guys are due a pit stop soon as Cammy, the next person to get a penalty. But can Jay Lawler challenge the McLaren of Jay Luke? Jay Lawler did finish on the podium last week, but of course brakes took off him due to incidents. Can he get one tonight as he gets DRS here and looks to hunt down and get the move on Jay Luke into turn 1? Two very experienced drivers, both previous race winners here in Singapore in this league. For now, Jay Luke stays ahead of him, but on the next straight, I fancy Jay Lawler to get the move done, Matt, but they are both due a pit stop soon, I'd imagine.
Yeah, Jay Lawler's just waiting for the perfect moment to get the move, to get the DRS on, and this is the perfect time to do it. Jay Luke's trying to weave around a little bit, trying to cover the inside. I think Jay Lawler. Nope, it's not done yet. Nope. Oh, contact.
There's another yellow flag on
Jay
track
Lawler's
as well.
Been forced off. He's dived down the inside. Contact again.
Oh, damage to Jay Luke, I think. Oh no, there's not. Yeah. Look who's behind them both. You're Owen. Now he'll be hoping these two come into the pits, but I don't know if they will. There was another yellow flag there as well.
They're going at it again. Mazzles is also getting. Well, no, he's not. He's overtook someone in the pits.
And they are starting to rack up these penalties a little bit now. Eventually, they don't get them very often, but your own will not want to get in any silly mistakes here.
Here comes Jack Pretty. These two have had an unbelievable battle. Round the outside goes Jack
Matt
Pretty.
comes back though. Into the corner. Oh, Matt gets the place back. What a battle! But your Rowan will be opening these two pit. Oh, I missed something.
Just at the back of Mark.
Jack's
just at the back of him there. I hope not. I hope it
into
was,
bridge though, Matt. And the three of them, Jay Lawler, Jay Luke, and your Owen, close together, and they are due a pit stop. These two, and your Owen will be open. They both pit. He will not want to get involved in any skirmishes here, but none of them do pit, so your Owen's going to try and get past them both. However, on the straight here with fresh tyres, you'd expect him to do it, and he does do it. That's one of them. Jay Lawler a little bit further up the road, but again, you'd expect your Owen pretty quickly on the better tyre to get the job done. But you will not want to get involved in any silly errors here, your Owen, or any contact, will he? The race is at the moment to win.
Yeah, and every time he gets caught up in a corner, you know, DC edges that little bit closer. Obviously, Jerome's got that penalty as well, 3 seconds. So this is a crucial couple of laps with Jerome. He needs to clear these guys cleanly. He does not want to hit them in, and I think he's going to hit Jay Lawler in the worst sector on the track. No DRS here. And
what I'll do is that'll reel Jay Luke back in as well, and it is doing.
Yeah, so, the gap to DC is getting smaller.
Jay Lawler doing DC a favour here by holding up your Owen.
A big favour, yeah.
And he's not going to let him pass easily. Again, this is probably Jones' best chance now. It's not the longest straight, this next one, but probably his best chance of this current lap on lap 17 to get a job done. But I don't think he'll get it done here. He ain't going to get it done here. There's no way. So he's going to remain behind the Mercedes, who's now done 15 laps on the mediums, and he gets very close to the back, but has to stay put on DC in clear track. We'll be loving this. There's that little bit of hope for DC, but don't forget Young's got a penalty as well.
Exactly.
So don't rule out a Ferrari win here tonight. I mentioned Ferrari won here in the last race in real life. Not scored a point this season yet, Mazzles and DC, but at the moment that's looking to change tonight. And is Jake going to pit? You're all be hoping so, because he's still stuck behind him, but Jake doesn't pit.
He's not pitting, no.
Joe Neal needs to get him now. There's only 2 chances on this. I don't think he's going to get him there either. I still think Jake, it's going to be close into turn 1. Can Jay Lawler defend the move? He can, and he's still stuck behind him. And the longer it goes on, as Hobbsy and Little One pit, I think this could be your own chance now on the next straight. This is his best opportunity. He's got to get him here.
He's got the ERS as well.
But DC's flying up the road and not too far behind. Jake can try and defend it, and then in the end, after a lap, Ewan's now got clear track again to kick on. But that does DC a little bit of favours there. Hobbsy on the fresh mediums, Little One on the fresh mediums, Chimp Gets a 10-foot corner going. And I don't know what Chip's a sunny driver. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what
Chimp, if you are listening, please go into the pits and retire. Please. just if you're not going to bother racing properly, which clearly you're not, just please go into the pits and retire the car. Do not cause anything that's going to, you know, change this race. Just pull into the pits and retire. That'd be great.
Alex Dobson battle now for the final points position. He's on the back of Mazzles. Mazzles on 12-lap old hards. Alex Dobson's just fitted a fresh set of mediums, so he's going to be absolutely rapid. As Mark's just got a penalty there. Corner cutting again, and yep, Alex Dobson. Easy as you like, Mazzles is not even going to bother fighting that.
Well, we mentioned penalties aren't too frequent here, but they started to...
AFL's off the track.
Oh, okay. He's still got connection issues, AFL, I think, isn't he?
He's lagging all over the place, yeah. He was off track and then he's just jumped back on track again.
Still got connection issues, AFL. I mean, it's been interesting 18 laps. I've started to quiet down a little bit for now, but I don't know that'll change. There's still a long way to go in this race. I
think Jay Lawler's, he's definitely holding on for a safety car. I mean, his mediums have gone for 70
if it
miles.
comes out...
if it comes out, then...
And I mean, your own's got a penalty as well. If you're J. Luke, DC, obviously no penalties, even AFL. I mean, even the ones outside the top 10, Mazzles, Riordan, Jack. We mentioned last week in Britain it was a similar scenario, wasn't it? With ones without penalties that jumped a few at the end, and that could be another factor tonight. Only one safety car so far after a pretty crazy opening 10 or so laps. 5 DNFs, a VSC as well, but since then it seems to have all, for now anyway, it only takes one moment of force, but seems to have calmed down for now in round 3 at Singapore. I mean, who wins the race for you? Jerome's still favourite at the moment, would you say?
At the moment,
there's a yellow flag.
In sector 2.
Was that Chimp maybe letting people pass? No? Yeah, I think it was
Chimp, yeah. I think he's just letting... He's so far behind now, Chimp. What are you doing?
He's getting lapped for fun, isn't he?
He's going so slow into each corner. Oh, Chimp, what are you doing?
Jack Priddy gets a penalty. That's a pretty bad place to get a penalty for Jack Priddy. Hey,
Jerome just got mighty close to the wall there. I stepped back a bit. I mean, a bit chippy front wing here.
Chimp has retired, and that is on track.
Oh no.
Is it on track? I can't see where it is. It is on track.
It's just before the tunnel, yeah. Is that going to... That won't bring out a safety car, will it?
He just doesn't learn, does he? He just does not learn. Yeah, it's in the wall. We're lucky it's not. There's already green flags, luckily, so we're lucky. Oh, it's not green flags, actually, is it? We're still under yellow flags, actually. I think we might be okay, but it's just frustrating, isn't it? So that'll be the last That'll be the last any reserves this season. Luckily, no safety car there, which would have just... It's things like that are not fair, you know. Like, I don't mind, obviously, natural DNFs happen, but when you do it on purpose and it can... I mean, that affects your own's race, doesn't it, massively, if that safety car comes out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that'll be the last time he reserves this season. Adios, Chimp. Thanks for coming. But 11 laps to go. It does mean 6 DNFs. And shout out to KXI, still on the hard tyre, as is J. Luke. As is Mazzles as well. Mazzles not as many as the other two, but after a bit of a disappointing quali, he's in the points, Mazzles. And this is the interesting thing for Mazzles. He's one of them drivers here without a pen. Safety car comes out, Matt, he puts potentially some sort on depending on when it comes out. Without a penalty, he could be laughing.
That's exactly. AFL's just had to pit for a new front wing, so I don't know what's happened there. He's clipped the wall, dropped down to 12th. But
what's happened to Jack Priddy tonight? Because he was well on the mix earlier, and he seems to have lost it completely now. Only in 13th.
I wonder if he's just got caught up in a couple of incidents, maybe. Little one is on the back of KXI. He's got a much better exit down towards right hand around the outside of KXI, and he gets the move done.
Bailiff, who's retired in this race, unfortunately says, "Come on, Mark and Cammy." I won't expect much from Cammy. He's down in 14th, but you never know.
He's on soft as well. I mean, he's never getting them at the end, is he?
Mark has done a good job tonight, but a couple of penalties for Mark, which could and probably will affect him a little bit, which is a shame. But his actual performance has been very good. He had a great battle before with Jack Priddy, who's now in 13th. So I'm wondering then. I mean, he has pitted Jack Priddy recently, but he has lost a lot of time in a lot of places, so Little One does set the fastest lap of the race, so he is cruising on them mediums now, and he'll be hunting down that top 5, that's for sure. Little One has got 1 penalty, but so has a lot of the drivers around him, so Little One in the mix at the moment. Who's your favourite then? Is it your Owen still?
It's Jerome, but I'm looking at DC, and the gap is coming down to J. Luke very slowly.
Yellow flag?
Is it a McLaren?
Is it Cammy letting people pass this time? I think it is, yeah. It's so confusing that yellow flag comes up, you think, oh, and then I think it was Cammy letting people pass, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. But yeah, DC, the gap is coming down very, very slowly. J. Luke, 20 lap old heart on Mark.
Oh.
Another pen. What's he doing? I could drop him all the way out the points. Jack Pretty
in the pits.
Speeding into the pit lane. Oh, he's retired from the session.
There goes another one. They're dropping like flies. Yeah, that's a shame. His first night in a permanent seat. What good as a reserve driver, but it's not gone to plan for him at Alpine tonight. And that's a 7th DNF. He was 10 in Belgium, Matt, and we're starting to creep towards it. There's still 10 laps to go here yet. It's not out of the question that there could be another few more DNFs.
Yeah, I think Jack might have caught a wall again and realised that he was having to pit for another front wing, and he's just thought, I don't want to do this anymore. But the safety car changes everything, and as I was saying, DC is catching J. Luke very, very quickly. 21 lap hards. I mean, credit to J. Luke. He's hanging out there. I'm sure he's hanging on for a safety car, but at the minute he is dropping tenths in every single corner. So DC will be up to 3rd pretty soon, and he will be up to 3rd without pens. And Jay Lawler, by the way, 20 lap old mediums. How close are they to puncture territory, I wonder?
Yeah, they'll win on the softs, won't we? But you've got to be close. Look at them, they look a right mess. We mentioned, I don't want to jinx it for Ferrari, but no points up until tonight. Both their drivers at the moment, firmly in the top 10. There's 6 drivers in the top 10 that have got pens. Ferrari haven't got any penalties. They could be on at the moment for a very good night, Matt, and that could be their night that kicks their season off.
It could, and is this the moment DC's going to go for it? DRS zone, he's got just underneath the 1 second. I don't think he's going to be close enough, but no. I mean, J. Luke could frustrate him a little bit because his tyres are absolutely good. I mean, if J. Luke's struggling on his tyres, God knows what J. Lawler's tyres are like. I mean, he could get a puncture at any moment.
Well, speaking of punctures, Cammy softs look absolutely shredded. 8 laps, people who don't know, and obviously there's a few people that don't actually watch F1, but 8 laps on softs in Singapore, you're risking a puncture on them, let me tell you. They don't last much longer than that. I suppose Cammy's got nothing to lose, has he now? Just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, if he gets in the top 10 with other retirements, he could get the fastest lap.
Oh my god! Rowan has just lost the car after out of the corner and very nearly binned it into a wall. He has saved it, but you'll see it on stream later if you look back at it. Oh my god! I thought he was gone. He lost the car like he's gone, but he just says that's all it takes, Matt. We saw Viper's Ken before. One little moment and it can end your race, and your Rowan was nearly the 8th DNF.
Here comes DC Hedge. J. Luke, I'll tell you what, there's going to be a little bit of straight left, but not enough. J. Luke defending. Oh, what a lovely move from DC.
Oh, and Alex Thompson gets another pen, Matt, and his driver day run could be coming to an end tonight, you feel now, with 6 seconds of pens, only in 9th. He might not even get points here, Alex Thompson. He's 2nd in the championship, Matt. That could be interesting.
Oh, he's just at the battle mark as well. Oh, he's just at the battle mark, going into the braking zone.
There is
debris on track.
Yeah, there is debris on track. I don't know whose that is. It is Alex Thompson's, is it? Is he right? No, it's not. Who is that?
I'm not too sure, but I mean, this could be a tasty battle. I mean, oh, I don't know, he's understeered round that left-hander.
Look at the 3 of them battling for 3rd as well, because Hobbsy's reeled in. You ought to fancy Hobbsy here in comparison to J. Luke, haven't you? J. Luke's hards are dead.
Yeah, there's hanging on to a safety car, and then there's...
Ooh, he Hobbsy just hit a wall, I heard. No, he didn't. I tell you something we've not talked about tonight is Hobbsy gets past J. Luke pretty easily. We've not really mentioned KXI, who's on the wheel and doing a very good job. He has got a penalty, but he's done a very good job tonight on the hards.
He's another one holding on for a safety car, I think.
Oh, yellow flag. Is that Cammy again? Cammy, stop letting people pass. He's making me nervous. I think you can get safety cars going to come out.
J. Luke's and J. Lawler's in as well. So their hope and wait for a safety car is...
He's J. Lawler.
Yeah, he is.
on the softs. There's a yellow flag again. Is that Cammy again? Cammy's off the track in the wall. He's lost his wing completely.
He's going to have to try and 5-point turn that car out.
Well, any damage here and he's out because he's got no wing. He's going to be very careful. Same place as Chimp before. Could you imagine a safety car then just as J Law and J Luke put softs on? They'd have been laughing. They'd have been absolutely laughing there.
Well, they still might.
More pits
they still
here.
might.
Alex Thompson also pitting. So we're starting to see the softs here, Matt, for the end of this race.
Alex did hit the back of Mark, I'm pretty sure. He has, he's got no front left end plate.
Why is Calmy staying on track with no wing, for God's sake? This is what ruins it. This is what ruins it when people do stuff like this. We've seen Chimp do it before, Cammy clearly not taking it seriously again. I mean, there's no excuse to stay on track with no wing. I know you're last and you're not battling anybody, but no excuses at all. And the likelihood is he's going to DNF. I can see it happening now. He'll DNF on this lap. A safety car will come out, and nothing we can do about it, but it's infuriating.
Battle on track between Riordan and AFL, as AFL hanging on to that final points position. And Hobbsy suddenly looking good for P2 here as well.
Yeah, right at the back of DC for the P2 spot. I mean, the race is firmly in your own hands, bar any incidents with himself, or, as you mentioned, there's still time for a safety car yet over these next, I'd say, 3 or 4 laps. We are running out of time now for a safety car. KXI getting what could be a costly penalty. We are running out of time for a safety car now. I'd say probably up to lap 29 is probably the limit for one. There's still time, of course, but it's got to be very, very soon. If you're drawing, you're not wanting one. Because if one comes out now, with not many laps to go, that race win could be... It might even be a podium for him, Matt.
The softs on, wouldn't he? Cammy's going really slow, but he's still not got a front wing. Yeah,
I'm not too sure what the script is there. Matt Wilson also fit into another fresh set of softs, you'd imagine, for the back end of this race. There's not many gaps really to keep an eye on, apart from Hobbsy, who's right on the back end of the Ferrari of DC as the fight for the P2. Two drivers that have not scored many points yet this season. DC yet to score a point at all. Hobbsy only scored 3 points. It's hard to believe that between these two they've only scored 3 points, but at the moment both been good for a podium here, aren't they?
They are indeed. Cammy is pitting, so I don't know if he forgot on the last lap somehow. Drove past the pits and forgot that he had. The right thing for him to do though would just be to probably retire in the pit lane now.
The selfish part of me wants to see a safety car, which I know is so cruel on your own, but just see everyone get together on the soft, the sprint finish. There's only probably 3 laps here who can get one. It's an unlikely event now, but the selfishness of me here, I want to see one just to spice the end of this race up. But for your own, that would be the worst possible scenario, that wouldn't it? Because his race is in the bag for him.
Exactly, but you saw him almost lose the car. I mean, them hard tyres, you don't know what kind of condition they're in. I mean, the two guys, Hobbsy and Little One, on fresh mediums will be feeling pretty good. Hobbsy at the minute is all over the back of DC, and you question it, would DC rather have a clean finish to the race, or is he going to try and battle for P2? Here comes Hobbsy, and it's a clean move. DC thought about it, he's thinking about it, but no, the move is done.
2 fast laps in quick succession there. First Jay Lawler, then Jay Luke. 2 drivers also on the softs, but Hobbsy looked to have got the move done. Has Jay Lawler got enough time to hunt them down? He is on the softs, and he's setting very quick pace. He's not got many laps to do it, Matt, but as Jay Luke looking for a move on the old hard run of KXI, and KXI can't defend that. 23 lap old hards versus 1 lap softs. There's not much he can really do there, KXI, in fairness to him.
No,
can Jay Lawler hunt down the top 3?
Oh, KXI's just hit the wall. He's just caught the wall. I think them hard tyres are giving up on him a little bit. I don't know if he's lost a bit of his end plate there, but DC's not letting Hobbsy go here. He's not letting Hobbsy go.
He's not
if
at all.
If he can stay within DRS, I mean, 7 lap old mediums, 10 lap old hards, they might be.
I'm just going to keep a very close eye on Jay Lawler here, Matt, because he's the highest softer and no penalties, and he's setting a lot of pace. And there's a yellow flag again. That's Alex Thompson off the track, and it's not been his night tonight. P2 in the championship. I don't think he's going to score points here tonight, Matt. So two
No,
driving
I
day
don't think so
performances,
either.
second in the championship, but a bad night in Singapore for Alex Dobson. So I don't think he's going to get any form of points.
I tell you what,
However-
I bet Jerome saw that yellow flag pop up and he'd been like, "Oh no, please."
Well, I'll tell you what is unique at the
Please.
moment, and things can change, Matt, but looking in the top 10, you've got DC, get to score points this season, KXI, yet to score points this season, Mazzles, yet to score points this season, AFL, yet to score points this season. Obviously, he's only got 3 points. So, quite a few changes tonight, and people scoring points for the first time. Things can change, but the likelihood of a safety car now is becoming very, very slim just due to the amount of laps that are left. I'd say possibly up to lap 29 is the limit. So, it's not impossible though, Matt. We've seen stranger things.
Just takes one mistake, doesn't it? One error. So there's every chance that they could, just lose it coming out of a corner.
Yeah.
Put it in a barrier.
Alex Dobson does pits. Not been his night, has it? Oh, you're tied in the pits, which is it's a shame. That is a shame. But we are catching the Belgium DNFs. I don't think we're going to get the Belgium DNFs tonight, but it's not going to be far off, is it? That's a shame for Alex, though.
Well, fair play to him for doing the right thing. And
just wonder, did that collision with Jay Lawler just throw him off because he was right in the mix, wasn't he? He had that collision with Jay Lawler, and it may have thrown him off. DC, to be fair, he's still in DRS range of Hobbsy here. Jay Lawler quickly hunting down the little one, so there's still plenty of battles to be had in these last 3 or 4 laps of this race. It's not done yet, but the race leader Jerome with a 17-second lead, even with that 3-second time penalty, it's not going to affect him bar any incidents now. I mean, it helped him and bypassed Kendi enough, didn't it? Really give him the win, really.
Yeah, it did. It was a big moment. And to be fair to Jerome, I mean, we said in quali the strategy is just medium hard. The one stop is the easiest, most easy-going strategy there is. And to be fair to Jerome, despite all the chaos, that's the exact strategy that he's been able to pull off. So
Jay Lawler very quickly gaining on the little one. Little one has got a penalty, of course, so you'd expect Jake jumping. But I still think Jake's got a chance of catching.
Pushing as well, and his rear end's going all over the place. I'm just worried that at any second he's going to push too hard and lose his car, but yeah, Jerome, I think Jerome's just coasting now. He's got nothing to worry about. He just doesn't want to put that car in a wall, does he? But Hobbsy, to be fair to him, he's holding on to P2 at the moment. DC's trying everything, despite having tyres that are. Jay Lawler's got
past
little one.
Now, I had been told I've had a message on my screen saying poor quality. Broadcasting only mic audio, so I don't think we have any audio, do we? Any visual, should I say? Hey, Jay Lawler spins the car!
The car!
And he's not even on the stream! The stream's gone off! What is going on? I apologise to everyone who can hear me, but you can't see me. Which is really frustrating.
Jerome's got another penalty!
Oh, God.
Jerome's got another penalty! It's a good job he's got that lead.
Can you not see me, Matt? Can you confirm that you can't see in the stream?
Yeah, it's got a warning sign on
we can't
the screen.
See. Oh, no. Luckily, there's only 2 laps to go. I can only apologise. I know from next week, Hope is going to start hosting the races, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that fixes that. We'll look at a couple of things as well, but that's so annoying. We'll have to try and basically just tell you what's happening, but there's no point in ending it and restarting now. There's only 2 laps to go, but hopefully it comes back on in the moment.
We're at the end. At least it didn't happen mid-race.
Like the radio, yeah. Imagine it like the radio, yeah. That's not a bad way of looking at it. But J Law has spun. He's down to 5th, and all that hard work has gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
And Jerome got a penalty. I don't think it's going to affect him now.
Oh, he's lucky though. I mean, imagine if there was a Vipers Ken in and around him. That's 6 seconds of penalties for Jerome. So I mean, he's lucky. He's got a 17-second lead. To be honest.
Apologies for the shame again. We are just on lap 30 of 31. Jerome's got a 17.3-second lead down to Hobbsy. DC only 3 tenths behind Hobbsy. So with 2 laps to go. DC don't want a P3. He wants a P2. Again, apologies that the stream has gone off. There's not much I can do, but luckily there's only a lap and a half to go. So we haven't missed too much.
It's just buffering now. I don't know if it's gone off completely.
No. Can we still hear me? Hello?
I'm refreshing the page, and it's just a black screen with a circular buffer, so I don't know if the stream's gone completely.
No!
Oh, hang on. It's just popped back onto the screen. It was on before with the warning. So I don't know if the audio still might be
Sound
live.
cutting out. Sound is cutting out. We're losing it. No! We're losing power. We're losing power. I can't get on Norris, don't I? We lost power. We're losing it in Belgium, was it? When he... Oh, no. No,
It's like the curtain bar in.
No. I apologise wholeheartedly for this. Well, it's not a last lap sprint under a safety car. That'd have been annoying, wouldn't it? But,
I know, yeah. That.
Oh, no.
Oh, Mark's retired. Mark's retired. Oh.
And poor wee Cammy's not going to get a point, is he? He's going to get 11th. He needs one more DNF. Cammy's stuck with it. He's not going to get a point. We can hear me again now. We can't see, but you can hear me. Well, that's something. Just to let you know that Rowan has just started his 31st and final lap here in round 3 of season 5 at Singapore. Again, apologies once more for the stream cutting out. We are going to sort it for next week. I know that Hobbs is going to start hosting the race from next week, so that should sort it out. But the battle for P2 is going to the wire because DC is hunting down Hobbsy. Max Carr just come on track right in the middle of them both. And that's not going to help DC at all. That's not Mark's fault, it's just a game.
Mark, what are you doing? He's affecting the
DRS. Fry the Alfa Romeo. I'm so sorry you could not see this, but I'll do my best to try and cover it for you. There's DC's last chance potentially to jump Hobbsy to P2. On the inside, this contact!
Oh, no,
DC stole the car! No, luckily, he's not going to lose the P3, I don't think. But, could that be one for the stewards there, maybe? I'm so sorry you missed it. I'm so sorry you missed that.
He's managed to make up the gap again on the little one, despite his spin. And has got up to... Oh,
Cammy's retired.
Cammy's retired.
And we are down, we have equalled Belgium. 10 DNFs, we've lost half of the grid.
Cammy's retired on the straight as well. He's put it in the wall. Or that was a lap earlier, a couple of laps earlier.
Now, apologies you can't see, but just to confirm, we started with 20 drivers, 10 of them are now DNF. We have matched the Belgium race. Half of the grid have DNF. You can't see this.
Going slow. Riordan's going... Has he run out of fuel?
I think he has. He's going to get a point either way, but on board with Rowan then, who literally cruises over the line, not in a rush at all. Rowan wins the Singapore Grand Prix to extend his lead at the top of the championship. Fair play to you. Was that his first win of the season, that, or did he win in Belgium? I cannot remember. My mind has gone blank. So Hobbsy then, after a bit of contact with DC, does come home to get his best result of the season, a P2 for Hobbsy. I'm sure we'll hear from Dan as well. But credit to DC, he's done it. No points in the first few races, but he's on the podium for the first time this season for Ferrari.
J. Luke's just got past the little one as well. Finally on them soft tyres he's gained a position, although I think little one's just let him through. I think he's got so many pens. He's just happy to let him through there, and I think he's run out of fuel actually, the little one. He's limping around the final 2 corners, but
DC just put to Hobbsy. DC just put to Hobbsy, great battle lad, so clearly no animosity there, which is nice to see between the two of them.
I think it's a racing incident, yeah.
Now, will anything change in terms of Mazzles? I don't think so. No, he's not going to change.
He needs to be within 6 seconds. He's not far off. To be fair.
Well done to KXI. P7 on the wheel. 29 laps on the hards. Nearly the full race on the hard to KXI. That is incredible.
That's a great effort. Cracking effort from KXI.
And again, I can only apologise for the fact you can't see any of this. It's frustrating, but I promise you, for next week, we'll look at every other possible alternative. We're obviously going to host the races, so hopefully that'll help as well. And if that doesn't work, we'll have to look at potentially streaming differently. I don't know. We'll sort it out. But well done to Giro, and he is your. Who won in Belgium? Was it Giro who won in Belgium? I can't remember. Was it Giro who won in Belgium? My mind's gone blank. I think it was Giro who won in Belgium. I'm fairly certain it was.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
I know you can't see it, but it's an Alfa Romeo podium. It was Alex Thompson on the podium last week. Tonight it's his teammate Hobbsy. Rowan with a win, Hobbsy second, and to complete the podium is DC. I think driver of the day, to be fair, there's one standout candidate for them, Matt, is Jay Lawler. He's had 20th to first. He didn't quite do that, but with a free stop, 20th to 4th, he's still a brilliant effort, and for me, that's driver of the day for Jay Lawler.
Yeah, it's got to be. I think the top 3 did well. They all started in the top 4. Obviously, Vipers Ken's the only one who didn't finish. But yeah, Jay Lawler, to be fair, I mean, it could have went really wrong for him at the start. I know he was involved in a couple of frustrating battles with Cammy. Could have easily gotten frustrated, did something silly, lost himself, DNF, but he didn't. He kept his head. kept making the moves. Strategy was pretty spot on, so I think it's fair we give him the driver of the day, especially with the stuff he got caught up in at the start. He was unlucky there.
And congratulations to Ferrari. DC third, Mazel's 8th, good point to Ferrari. They're on the board. They're off the mat. Well done to AFL as well, who brought it home. Few connection issues, but got 9th. Riordan does keep his point finishes going. He didn't get a top 6 tonight, only a 10th, but you know what? It's a point for Aston Martin, and he keeps his. It's a 55-minute race, that, by the way, which is crazy. Only one safety car, which was mental right at the start. It was a pretty quiet end to the race. Matt.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. A lot of retirements in the pits. I think a lot of guys maybe just realised that they were such a bad race.
Well, we've matched the Belgium DNS. We had 10 DNFs in Belgium, 6 in Britain, and 10 in Singapore. 26 DNFs in 3 races, which is it good or bad for a commentator? It's great comment. It's great entertainment, but 26 DNFs is a lot of DNS. We are in Portugal next week for the brand new sprint format. We will post all the information about the sprint format before next Sunday, but unfortunately, Matt, I'm going to leave the interviews because I think if I try and invite them, it's going to go off. We're already hanging on by a thread here with a stream. They can't even see us. So, Giro and Hobbsy, DC, it's a shame because Hobbsy and DC got the first podiums of the season. It's a shame. But what I will do is, we can try, Matt, and maybe get them in quali next week, and I'll chat with them in quali. That could work, potentially. We'll work something out. Just because at least then they're going to get an interview out there. We can try and maybe get them in during Q1 or... We can work, so it's a sprint quali in it. Oh, no, we can't do that. We'll try and get them in the pre-game lobby before the race starts next week. That could work, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm down for that, yeah.
I don't want to try and invite him because we can't even see the sheet. Never mind it. I think we're hanging on by a thread here. So, Giro and obviously DC, I promise you we will sort some form of interview out before next week's race. I can't even get out of the game at the moment. I'm still stuck on the Grand Prix stream, but that's it, Matt. Any final comments?
No, I mean it was Jerome, fair play to him. He kept it clean race. Did the exact strategy that I'm sure he wanted to. I think his race went to plan, to be fair, apart from the pens. Helped by Viper's Ken retiring. Be interesting to see what happened there. But yeah, happy for Hobbsy. Obviously, you mentioned at the start that Alfa Romeo, most of the points had gone to his teammates, so that's good for him. And obviously for DC as well, Forza Ferrari.
Just to confirm, that's now, I believe, and I have to work this out, but obviously before stewarding, that's now 7 different podium sitters in 3 races, which is it's not bad going, is it? It's a wide open fight. Well done to J. Luke as well there for getting fastest lap and P5. That's a good result for McLaren. Some great drivers tonight, Matt, to be fair. I mean, we mentioned KXI as well, good result for him. Matt Wilson did so well up until the penalty started coming in, and then unfortunately it went to pot. But it's wide open. You look at Alex Thompson, no points tonight. Viper's Ken, no points again. So it's wide open, and it definitely suits your own at the moment.
It does. I think Jerome's been the most consistent driver. Yeah. So far, he's kept it clean, hasn't he? He's kept out of trouble. 100%. That's he's done a hedge, as I keep saying. But for everyone else, I mean, for Viper's Ken to make the mistake he did, I mean, end of the season, if he loses by a couple of points, that you might look back there and think, these mistakes could be huge, especially when you've got the likes of Jerome who are so consistent. That's the key, isn't it, to winning the championship? So I think Viper's Ken might be kicking himself a little bit. Yeah. Because he was the quickest by some margin.
But as you say, Matt, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and we've got 12 rounds to go.
Exactly.
We've got 11 rounds to go, only 14 races this season, so 3 down, 11 to go. We will see you next week. We're in the Algarve, back in Europe, for the Portuguese Grand Prix. I cannot wait for the Portuguese Grand Prix next week. That's the first time the Portuguese Grand Prix is going to be a commentated race. It was in the calendar last season, but there was no commentary for it, so it'll be nice to actually get the commentary for I think it's the first time I'm going to actually commentate the Portuguese Grand Prix myself. That's how I commentated it in Cone, but in terms of this league, the first time that me and Matt will be commentating Portugal together, so that'll be a great race. And with it being the sprint quali, Matt, I know we did the sprint quali recently in Cone. Some like it, some don't, but as a commentator, you love it. Just fast-paced action, especially at Portugal, a track like Portugal, fast-paced.
Fast-paced and a lot of difficult corners where I think a lot of guys, and by the way, the stream's just come back up. Finally, they can see.
Hello, everybody.
Better late than never. But it's Portimao's a track where it's very easy to lose the car on corner exit. You've got to be very careful.
Yeah.
Very steady. So I can see a couple of mistakes being made there that could be crucial as well. We'll have to wait and see. I'm very excited for it.
It's been an absolute pleasure as always, mate. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I will quickly show the stream the results because they missed the last couple of laps. So there are your results. Your Owen, as mentioned, did get 6 seconds of pens, but he was that quick. It didn't even matter in the end. Hobbs and DC, what a battle between them two in the end. A little bit of contact between the two at the end, which did swing in Hobbs' favour. But I've already seen the chat. They're both in agreement. Racing incident. No harm done. Shame for DC. And again, I apologise for the top 3 no interviews tonight, but I don't want to risk it with the stream. We'll look at getting that sorted for next week. Jay Lawler, 20 to 4th, drive it of the day. He'll get a point for that. Jay Luke, 5th. He'll get a point for the fastest lap. Little One, KXI, Mazzles, AFL and reordering complete the top 10 in your 10 DNFs tonight. Mark, Cammy, Alex, Jack, Chimp, AJ, Chimp, Chip said Chimp twice. Meant 3 of me, Chimp, isn't it? Chimp, AJ, Ken, Freefall, Jay, Wills and Bailey. That is round 3 of season 5. We are back in exactly 7 days time for round 4. It is the sprint format, the first ever sprint race in Hedge Racing League, and we are in Portimao for the Portuguese Grand Prix. We will see you then. If you want to watch me and Matt race, make sure you tune in at Cone Tier 4 and Tier 3. It'll be a shocker for me in USA tomorrow. I won't last very long there, but if you want to watch me race and try and get some points for the first time this season, then why not? Matt's a bit more challenging for something than I am, so maybe go and watch Tier 4 instead.
Well, mate, I'm out for them with them.
Oh, you're not there. You're not there.
So I'm not even racing.
Right, don't watch Tier 4. Watch me. Don't watch them. Watch me. I'm not even commentating again. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, don't watch Tier 4. I'm always joking. There's some very quick drivers in Tier 4. A few of these boys in Tier 4 as well. So although Matt's not there, shambles from Matt's misses that making him go out.
It's an absolute disgrace.
I know there's a few that are my teammate in Tier 3 is the same. His girlfriend's making him go out. So and I've not been the same yet. My girlfriend makes me. I think she got to bed. I think it's safe to say.
Don't speak too soon. If Mrs. Hedge is listening, she might be like, right, well, I'm going to book
Mrs. Hedge knows that I'm racing. I'm cooking her a meal, and I'll be there at 7:30 in my seat. But no, watch me then in Tier 3. Matt's not there tomorrow. But if you want to watch me commentate again, I don't know why you want to watch me commentate again, but if you do, I'll be commentating Tier 2 on Thursday, and then me and Matt will be back again next Sunday, as mentioned. It'll be a very, very long night, but a very great night for the Portuguese Grand Prix next Sunday. And that's it. I've waffled a lot tonight. So it's currently 19 minutes to 12 on Sunday midnight. So it's been a late one, been a long one. I'll let you all go to bed now, and we will see you in 7 days' time for round number 4 in Portugal. Have a great week. Stay safe. Come on, City on Tuesday against Sporting Lisbon. Good night. Got to get it in there. Good night.
Come on, City.
Come on, City. Night, everyone. Take care.